Dear Mother, I think we've bitten off a bit more than we can chew. We left Lady Krestor's house full of excitement, ready to take on the assignment she had given us. We spent the evening at the Satin Cat celebrating our good fortune and making plans for the following day. In the morning, Bolt, Saray, and I found our way to the public record building. We found several documents and permits for warehouses owned by House Greenwood, one in the center of town and one by the docks. While we were poring over the boring and tedious records, boring and tedious to me, though I believe Bolt was actually enjoying the research, Ezra and Victor found their way to an inn that goes by the name of the Spider's Underbelly. This shady hostel is owned by the Silkborn House, a splinter house of the Whisper Silks. Victor and Ezra engaged in a friendly discussion with the barkeep and were able to discover more information about Braff Greenwood. Of course, this information came only after paying for it by drinking the inn's signature drink, a pint of ale which has been dipped into the venomous fang of a dead stuffed spider hanging from the ceiling of the bar. At least, this was the story Victor and Ezra relayed to us, so I cannot attest to the truthfulness of it. I admit it does sound a bit far-fetched. The information collected was useful nonetheless. It seems Braff Greenwood is a bit of a thrill-seeker. He enjoys gambling at a secret underground fighting ring called the League of Crash. The ring is impossible to get into without a token of admittance, which Victor cleverly swiped from a Spider's Underbelly patron, while Ezra acted as a distraction. It was also suggested that we pay a visit to Gwen at a local house of ill repute, the Dreary Lady, which Braff has been said to frequent. We all met back at the Silken Cat to share our findings. We asked Jan Jin's husband, Terrian, if he knew anything about the League of Crash. A sheepish grin spread across his face. Jan Jin has been very vocal about her disapproval of Terrian's racing habits. His eyes darted from Jan Jin to us and then back again a few times. Finally, he admitted that he has heard of the League of Crash, but had no idea where the races took place, though he suspected a warehouse. Next, we made our way to the Dreary Lady. From the outside, the building appeared to be quite dilapidated. Several scantily clad women sat on the steps and porch of the building, coyly waving at passers-by. Saray was acting rather odd. She was more uncomfortable with my being in the Dreary Lady than I was being there. Though I do worry about the women there being mistreated by the patrons. If this is the profession they chose in life, I have no place to judge them for it. We entered a large parlor adorned with several tables and velvety furniture. A large chandelier hung from the ceiling. The floor was covered in thick red carpets. We asked for Gwen, but were informed she was busy. Victor followed a halfling into the back room to talk, about what I cannot say, and Ezra went with a Goliath woman for a massage. Eventually, a slight woman with short, thick black hair sat next to Saray, introducing herself as Gwen. Gwen is very pretty, but also a bit intimidating. I suppose a threatening look is a good skill to master in such an occupation. Gwen said she would be happy to talk, but it would cost us 100 gold. We paid the required fee, and Gwen led us to a private room to answer our questions about Braff. Gwen revealed that Braff is a regular client of hers and often brags about his prowess in the League of Crash. Apparently, he is a 5-time champion within the league. Gwen suggested the best way to face Braff was by competing against him in the ring. We gathered up Victor and Ezra, both seemed rather relaxed, and made our way to the House Greenwood warehouse closest to us. The door to the massive warehouse was guarded by a looming half-giant. Victor approached and revealed the token he had stolen in the spider's underbelly earlier in the day. The guard eyed us carefully, but let us enter. As we crossed the threshold into the warehouse, we were hit with a wave of noise and humidity created by the mass of people inside. In the middle of the warehouse were 5 large framed sandboxes with towering stands along the long walls of the building. We caught a glimpse of a battle between a skeletal hand and a construct. The sound of the crowd was nearly deafening as they cheered for every attack and fatal blow delivered. At the far end of the room was a heavily guarded, gold-plated doorway. We asked if we might find Braff fighting, but were told he was watching the knights' fights instead of participating. We looked upward to see a large purple-shaped translucent dome. We were told Braff was watching the fights from within the large bubble, and the only way to enter was through the guarded doors. We cautiously approached the doors, and in an act of either complete stupidity or complete genius, Sari turned Craggy into a token with the infinite sight symbol upon its face. She moved to the guard and provided him with the Craggy token, asking him to present it to Braff in hopes of securing us an audience with him. I was certain Sari's plan would fail, and that she'd find herself without Craggy's company, but the guard soon returned and placed the token back into Sari's hands. He relayed a message from Braff, telling us to meet him at the usual hideout. This information caused us to believe that the warehouse by the docks was the one housing the infinite sight. It was clear we weren't going to get an audience with Braff during the fights, so we decided to wait for him to leave the building. In the early hours of the morning, Braff finally emerged from the warehouse. Braff is nothing spectacular, in my opinion, but clearly thinks highly of himself. He was surrounded by half-giant guards on every side, 6 in total. Quite the entourage for a nobleman's son. I suppose his compulsion for such protection was warranted. If he hadn't been so heavily guarded, we could have snatched him up in an instant. Instead, we had a rather difficult task ahead of us. Braff and his company began walking through the dark streets of Terrebonne away from the warehouse. Victor and Ezra both silently slipped through the dark and up on the rooftops. Sari, Bolt, and I followed Braff on the ground, about 30 feet behind him. We tried to act inebriated so as not to rouse suspicion, but our acting needed a bit of work. Before we knew it, one of the guards in the back of the pack had whipped around and fired a crossbow at Sari, shouting at the others that they were under attack. Braff and 3 of the guards broke off from the group and escaped down an alleyway. Sari was quick and managed to deflect the first 2 bolts with her magic, but a 3rd bolt hit her, dropping her to the ground. Bolt quickly brought her back to her feet as they healed her with magic. Sari quickly went dark to provide herself some cover. It was immediately clear that we would most certainly be on the losing end of the fight we had just started. But I found, with the Wayward Watch, there was no backing down. Victor, now down in the streets, was fighting one-on-one with a half-giant. He was already bruised and bloodied. He called his carefully placed knives back to him. They went sailing through the air, cutting 2 of the half-giants as they returned to their master. Victor crossed his arms over his chest and fell backward into the waterway behind him, hoping to escape further wounds. Unfortunately, the half-giant lunged his spear into the water, impaling Victor with the sharp weapon. The water turned a dark crimson. Ezra rose from the rooftop. The brilliant moon shone brightly behind him. I watched as his armored silhouette swiftly knocked an arrow and began shooting the guards below, hitting one of the half-giants squarely in the back. He quickly turned toward Ezra and mercilessly returned fire. The guard who had hurt Sari put away his crossbow and exchanged it for a sword, then brazenly stepped into Sari's darkness. She deftly swung at him with Craggy, leaving a gash on his calf. Bolt swung at the darkness, pummeling the half-giant. Sari finished him off with a deep cut across his neck. A spray of blood splashed out of the darkness. Sari moved to the guard shooting at Ezra, hitting him with the butt of her glaive. Her attack did little to deter his focus, and he shot once more at Ezra. I watched as the arrow hit Ezra in the chest, causing him to immediately collapse. He would have tumbled off the roof, but his foot seemed to be caught in the chimney, saving him from utter destruction. Next, the most beautiful and miraculous thing happened. Amid all of the terror and bloodshed, Bolt's chest cavity opened up, and the Ald steel emerged. The steel bonded to Bolt's body and transformed into a shining and radiant shield. This shocking event seemed to fuel Bolt's confidence as they delivered blow after blow to the guard that had wounded Ezra. The 3rd guard swung violently at Bolt, but their new Ald shield proved its strength, protecting Bolt from the attack. My own efforts seemed to be in vain as I swung at the half-giants repeatedly, not finding the strength to pierce their armor. I was finally able to deliver 2 successful strikes to the guard who had shot Ezra. Sarai swung Craggy over her head and dropped our enemy to the ground. I immediately turned and ran toward Ezra. With the power of the trio, I was lifted through the air in a matter of seconds. One moment, I was on the street below. The next, I was on the rooftop, kneeling beside Ezra. Blood had pooled beneath his wound and was running down the thatched roof. I placed my hands on his chest and prayed. "Please," I whispered to the trio, "please spare sweet Ezra. He belongs in this world. He belongs with us. He is my brother, my family. We need him here." As the words left my lips, sparkling green magic left my fingertips, settling into Ezra. I removed my hands, and where his wound once was, magical cherry blossoms now covered his chest. He slowly opened his eyes and sat up. I threw my arms around him, and he gave an awkward grunt, and I embraced him in a tight hug. While I was tending to Ezra, Bolt managed to pull a bloodied and lifeless Victor out of the waterway and brought him back to consciousness. Soaking wet and groggy, Victor threw Cinderhearth out at the last of the guards. It hit him directly between the legs, dropping him to his knees. Sarai and Bolt descended on him, but it was Ezra who managed to kill him with a final fatal shot from the rooftop that landed right between the guard's eyes. We didn't have time to think of what to do next. We had narrowly escaped the fight all in one piece, and we could already hear the shouts of the Arcanum coming to investigate the battle. We all quickly gathered and ran as fast as we could for shelter at the Satin Cat. Braff Greenwood may think he is safe, Mother, but we will find him and the Infinite Sight, and they will regret having crossed the Wayward Watch. I hate myself for having such dark thoughts of malice and vengeance, but I cannot let those who have hurt me and my friends escape without answering for their actions. Love, Eve.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales of Aneria, session 17. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Still alive.
Yeah, barely.
Barely.
Yeah.
We're all walking with a bunch of limbs.
If everybody watched last episode, you know that we had some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we don't have any more tonight. We shall see. But yeah, everybody knock.
Life happens.
Yeah, but it's okay. Hopefully you enjoyed the recap version of combat, and tonight I've got some great stuff planned. So without further ado, let's just dive right back in, shall we?
Not into the canal.
Not literally into the canal this time. So the party has made their escape freely. The ambush didn't happen or didn't take too long to... I mean, it felt like it took forever, but it didn't take that long to defeat these half-giant guards and then run from House Whitetail as they were clambering on in. And now you find yourselves back at the Satin Cat to metaphorically lick your wounds. So I need to know...
Good cat would.
Yeah, how's everybody feeling?
The phantom cat just looking.
I'm feeling like 20 out of 44-ish.
I meant emotionally, but I guess physically works too.
I think Sarai would be like, her blood is up, you know what I mean? And actually feeling pretty good about maybe snatching a stalemate from the jaws of defeat. She's like, I think those might have been more like 3/4 giants, not half giants. They hit hard.
Agree with that. With my 7 of 33.
Yeah, Bolt's like over rubbing a dent. Like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Victor's like both nosebleeds, like dried blood everywhere.
You got a shirt painter.
Basically.
Yeah. We got our butts handed to us, but I think it was the right call. They are
Well-
Infinite Sight, after all.
Obviously, But perhaps the direct approach, as much as it pains me to say it, might not be the best one going forward.
I'm just not quite strong enough, I don't think.
Off to the woods. Time to kill boars. Any more levels?
We need to kill some slimes.
We
For
only
at least
need-
100
Right.
levels.
How many boars would we have to kill to get 600 experience points?
How many sewer rats? Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of them.
One thing that kind of nobody really noticed during the combat, but you might notice now as well, is, and this is a reminder for the party and the people at home, is Bolt's new shield,
Right.
which is currently just kind of like not a shield, right?
No, yeah, it's right now. It's in its kind of like quicksilvery state where it just goes up Bolt's arm, up maybe even onto their back a little bit, and it's just that Ald Steel. Did we ever kind of decide a color for Ald Steel? Is it
All
per
still
user, or
glows.
is it just
It
kind of
glows with bright intensity, so whenever it takes shape, like it could be different colors.
Okay.
So
So it's kind of like I want to say like it's, you know what happens? You know when polished silver gets like that tarnish on it? It's kind of like that, right? It's like shiny silver, but it's got a lot of that like dark tarnish on it. And then when it forms into the shield, you see that like rusty red magic that Bolt uses,
Okay.
and forms a shield, and and it glows while it's in that.
Are there like channels in his arm like Wolverine, and when he flexes, like whoosh?
Sort of. I mean, it's more magical thing, but yeah.
it's a symbiote. It's not a Wolverine
Ah,
class.
okay.
Yeah, it would be more like that, yeah.
Where are you going? That's a red one.
Well, Bolt, it looks like that old steel came in handy after all.
It appeared to have helped quite a bit, actually.
How do we get our hands on 1, 2, 3, 4 more?
Well, according to what we've been told, it's quite rare, so I think even finding one was kind of a shock.
Now that it's taken its form, does it still have the same glow for Victor?
No, you can no longer see it. It is now in a solidified, natural. Like it's no longer in a nebulous, chaotic form.
I kind of like test it out a few times and form
Yeah.
it and then bring it back.
Well, hopefully, Eventhi won't be able to make use of it anyway at this point.
Once, if the professor, I can't remember his name.
Moriarty? Was it Moriarty?
Oh, Larian?
Larian?
Professor Larian said that once it's formed, it's no longer in its malleable, wild magic state, basically. So, hopefully Eventhi doesn't want it, but I can't be 100% sure if, he won't try cutting my arm off for it or something. Stranger things have been known to happen.
Just then,
His arm falls off.
actually, Janjin, who's been watching out the window as soon as you guys came in, battered and bloodied, she closes up the window and turns around. She says, "You all better head upstairs. Looks like the guards are making their rounds." And I'm assuming that means they're here for you.
Unfortunately, yes. We appreciate your help.
Of course.
Yeah. I could use a rest. Perhaps we see if we can get some sleep and make plans in the morning.
Your ring begins to give off the scent of lilacs.
I think Lady Krestor would like to speak with us.
How about we meet in somebody's room? Who has the nicest room?
Mine, of course.
Victor is meticulous. Not a grain of dust escapes his sight.
Victor's room, then, I suppose.
Everyone's sitting in darkness. No one can read the
Is there
paper.
a lamp in here, or...?
Come to my room. You can sit on Darien as a couch.
It's like 2 minutes of just like, no, this isn't gonna work. Let's go somewhere else.
As soon as you open up the door, like Darian is right there, and he like starts like rushing out, like he's been waiting for the door to be open to come rescue you because he's been feeling
Sweet
the
Darian.
Is
emotions.
this the puppy that you
So
leave at home? The bed is ripped apart. There's little droppings all over the
The
floor.
door frame has been chewed
door
up.
frame's been chewed.
Yeah, half the door is actually gone. He's been working on it for a long time.
His head was sticking out.
It's
He
a
was just
giant
going,
rabbit.
lady.
I'm sorry, Darien. Let's see what we've got.
So the note says, First of all, it says, "Are you okay?" And then below that, it says, "Whitetail guards are on the lookout for a group of 5. Lay low for the time being. I will pull some strings."
Helps to have a patron.
It really does.
Word travels fast in a city this large. Surprising.
I think we might have done a little more bad than good with that situation, but nonetheless,
We can always blame it on that.
Brander.
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever happened to
Yes.
Brander?
I hope he got what was coming to him.
I sure hope it was lots of face punches.
That's how you call us when we first got here. The children of prophecy. You can
Man.
always blame it on the children of prophecy.
That is a good idea.
Perhaps we should.
Wait, who are they again?
When we came in, that guy
Was like,
oh,
"You're
yeah,
the
yeah.
children of
the children of prophecy.
Nice.
But
Sorry.
maybe we don't want to blame it on our heralds.
True. Although, if they all think he's crazy, they won't expect his eyewitness account to be correct. So, just outlandish.
True.
I mean, for all we know, he could be telling that
Right.
the giant metal man was 20 feet tall and, and a woman made of pure darkness. And, at least
I mean,
if I was crazy, that's probably how I would say it.
Well, I think it's good to lay low too, because I don't know that Braff will want to visit the lady's house of pleasures.
The Drury Lady.
I think that's exactly where he would want to go. To soothe his hurt ego.
Do you think they could?
Are we dressing Victor up in a
No.
sexy lady costume?
No.
Is that what we're doing?
Pig in lipstick.
The blind maiden.
He comes in and is like, "Oh, that's a beautiful way."
No,
I
I-
turn around. Like, whoa. No thanks.
If he drinks enough, I'm sure you'll look
He probably won't know.
Perhaps
Me
he can go
goggles.
and get his nose waxed. I don't know.
The outside of the nose? Not the
The
nostrils, the
inside.
outside.
The
Inside.
I waxed Preston's nostrils.
He lost the game.
First time back, and she's already succeeded on her task.
You know what that means? No matter
I'm
what
never-
you say you're due to him, he can't cry. He's already out of tears.
I'm out. Yep.
They've all drained today.
Been shed.
Wonderful.
And I'm out of dry heaves.
Yeah, Dallin almost barfed.
Wait till you see the video. You can hear
Anyways.
Dallin in the background going,
So
and I'm like,
nasty.
"Look, Dallin."
Yeah.
That's nasty.
As a side note, I have this image in my head of the whitetail guards rounding up 5 people, and the captain going, "You idiots! You've captured their stunt doubles."
This is the wrong people.
Yeah.
I had an image of Brander in stockades with a sign that says "Punch me,"
Punch
put
me.
in his face, and he's just like, "Oh."
Please do.
I think it best if we take the night to sleep on it. I think we'll all feel a little better in the morning, and perhaps our purpose will be more clear. I have some praying to do myself.
Sounds good.
I'll set up.
Sounds
I'll set up on the main level, out of sight, and keep watch. Let you guys know if anything happens. So I can go sentry mode.
The thing in the corner, that's just a suit of armor, officer.
Hey,
Dang
did
thing.
it just say
It didn't make the noise.
No.
You said the noise. Yeah, okay. All right, so everybody goes to their rooms. I'm assuming there's something that Eve would like to do before we get to our long rest.
Yes, Eve is going to snuggle up in Darien and just call out to the trio and ask for...
like a tauntaun?
Not like a tauntaun.
Not
No.
inside.
That is horrible.
If you
can always
want,
summon him back.
Darian has a pouch, like a marsupial pouch.
Ultimate
Don't
snuggie.
know if that is weird or not.
Can you ride into battle like that? Out of it? Like, oh, that's fantastic. Draw that, please.
Most likely, she'd be
sleeping
like
bag.
hitting the ground
Fan
like a.
She's not getting in the pouch. That's... I can't wrap
too
my
much.
mind
Don't
around
go
it.
in your animals' pouches. It's weird.
It is kind of...
It's kind of icky.
It's so
Yeah.
sticky in here.
Oh!
It is. It is inside a pouch of like a kangaroo.
How do you know this?
I had my hand in
Nature.
Last time I climbed into a marsupial pouch.
Okay, yes, but Eve will just offer a prayer to the trio and ask them if they can provide some guidance on how she can best get the information from Braff that she needs.
Okay. Give me a religion check. Because you're not a cleric, you don't technically have divine
really bad.
intervention.
Me too.
I don't think
Crickets.
you've ever rolled
I've rolled
religion.
so poorly every single time.
Sometimes gods are fickle and they don't respond to
They are, for
inquiries.
sure.
Yeah.
They're on their own time.
Well, I guess I'm on my own again. Let's go to bed, Darian.
Darian nudges you as soon as you say you're on your own.
You're right. I'm glad you are here.
And then I don't know what rabbit.
Why is he the same to your Frodo? Like, those are the vibes I'm getting.
I can't carry the ring, Miss Eve, but I can carry you.
In his pouch.
In his pouch.
Not in pouch. Thank you, my sweet Darian.
Called the gods was a do. We're sorry.
We're sorry.
The prayer you have tried to complete cannot be completed as dialed.
Okay. Everybody go ahead and take a long rest.
Goodness.
So nice. Nice and refreshed the next day. All of your wounds magically healed.
All right, let's take on some more half giants.
There's only three
Three-quarters giants.
Victor's like slowly,
Three-quarters
before he
giants.
went to bed, he was like slowly taking like wrappings off and like he just lays in bed as just as stiff as a board and wakes up fresh as a daisy.
Perfect.
It's amazing how it works.
Yep, that's how game logic works. Apparently. So we're gonna go ahead and say that actually a couple days pass. There's no There's no more instructions from Lady Krestor yet saying that the heat is off or anything. The guards are still like constantly on patrols, 10 times more, and you're trying not to draw attention to yourselves. Janjin, basically, your level of the inn that she has you staying in is closed off for any other guests or anything like that. Private party, private function. she
Close for
says.
affairs.
Yeah.
We replied, right? Did we?
Nope.
To Krestor? We did.
During
that time, we
Yeah, sorry.
replied.
The next day you can reply if you'd like,
Okay.
or if you want to just leave it at that, you can.
Dear
Yes.
Lady Krestor. Whoopsies. What's her name? I forgot what her name is. The Wayward Watch.
Or the Children of Prophecy.
She will send back a reply, and she says, "You certainly know how to make an impact. I'm excited to see what else you can do." So it's not
She's
like
not mad at us.
Well,
That's quite the
What she
response
is.
compared to...
Maybe she wants a
She
shot.
actually hides it very
Lincoln.
well.
Maybe the politics have gotten a bit stale around here. It's our turn to shake it up a bit.
I'm okay with that.
Well, remember, we don't know how old she is, because she could be really bored.
She is the original Lady Krestor. We know that.
Yeah.
So,
At least 150
years old.
years.
more than
She
100.
looks
I have zero
fabulous, though, I have to say.
I know, darling. I know.
Lots of sunscreen.
She's like a tall Edna Mode.
the accent that I gave her was a very slight Romanian, because I thought it was fitting. But I guess she could be an Edna Mode. Or is that just a deception?
Is she
that they're
Romani?
off?
Is she,
So
like a gypsy?
gypsy, yeah. Maybe she just steals the youth from other people.
Yikes.
She goes around telling people thinner a lot.
That's a creepy show.
I don't know. I could use like a month or two of thinner curse, in my opinion.
True. Me too. I think we all can.
So we're gonna go ahead and say that if anybody wants to like put out any feelers about Braff, you can. If you want to go out one at a time or try and just like sneak around a little bit, you can do that. But otherwise,
I think Suri would potentially just kind of set up shop outside of what was the House of Ill Repute?
the
called?
jury lady.
The jury lady. She'd probably just kind of hang out around there and just sort of watch to see if she can see him coming.
Stay away from the corners.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's you find a nice spot, but you don't see any sort of like telltale signs of Braff going in and out. So,
Right.
I mean, plenty of other patrons. The Dreary Lady is a very popular establishment, apparently.
I think Ezra would probably go try and scout out like ritzy places like baths and I don't know.
Okay.
Places like
Random,
just pretend like I
random
fit in
bathtub,
really-
just looking at those windows. No one's not in there.
Like a public
really
bathhouse.
fancy.
Yeah, like a public
baths.
bathhouse, but like I wouldn't be that. I know I'm just like I would go take a bath and pretend like I'm know what I'm doing.
There's a montage of you like looking in windowsills, and then pretty soon there's one of you just coming up out of the water of the bath, looking around and
My bandana.
Secret.
no one knows how you got
Man.
in.
Yes, the shot from what's that? Apocalypse Now. Just
Yep. But with suds on your head.
Yeah. yeah, that's what
A
I
mohawk. A sun's mohawk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what you do with the suds, it always ends up in a mohawk.
exactly.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, would you?
Okay.
Because yours is more
Natural
just
20.
like watching an
Nice.
natural 20. So what you hear is nothing to do with Braff, but it is intriguing to note that within the next week, the 12 houses of Terabon are meeting to decide on their next, like, de facto leader. Every few years they get together and they vote on which house will lead them into the next era, as it were. It's very nebulous as far as that goes. You're not really sure, like, if there's like a time frame that it happens, or if there's sort of like something changes or somebody retires. Like, it's all kind of, it all seems a little random, and there's conflicting stories. But you do know that the houses are gearing up for a shift in power. Currently, House Rakshim has the high seat, as it were. But there's a lot of talk about who's going to get it next.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, this is just curiosity. When they do that, does the current house in power, are they not allowed to be the next one? Like, do they constantly make sure that no house rules two periods in a row or whatever?
There's no general rule for that, but
Is it an unwritten, like, they
it's
bow
kind of an
out kind of thing?
unwritten rule in that regard.
Will
Sorry, Darian is just he's got
a scratch.
Yep.
You don't have fleas, do you? She will actually take Darian on some long rides.
Okay.
Probably go outside the gates of Terabon.
Run a
Ma-
couple circuits. Yeah.
Maybe see if the Tempered Requiem is still out there and just say hello to that good-looking Ivan.
Yeah, I mean, they are still there. Ivan is, when you get to the camp, he's definitely kind of just talking with a few people, and he turns around and he says, Eve, I wasn't expecting you back.
Somehow he's always shirtless and sweaty.
Throws his hair.
Always.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. Is there something that I can help you with, or were you just out for a joyride? And he reaches down and gives Darian a scratch under the chin.
Mostly out for a joyride. I just admire your leadership skills and struggling with my own a bit, I think.
Really?
I have quite the rowdy crew.
I've seen him.
Yeah.
Would you like to sit down, talk for a bit, have some tea?
Just then, explosions from Terabon, and Eve just knows. That's sorry.
There they are.
Yep.
Sure. She'll sit down and have some tea with him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he'll prep a very nice herbal tea. A little Uncle Eero going on here, where he tries to make sure.
From the vine.
And and he's like, so what seems to be troubling you about your leadership skills?
I'm struggling to know how to get someone, how to respect others' wishes and opinions, but also lead with confidence.
A good leader listens to opinions, but gives them as much thought as a grain of salt. seasoning on top of your own plans, as it were.
I like that.
I would say that it's very difficult to herd cats. If you've ever heard the phrase before.
I have, and there's a cat back at the place we're staying.
And so you know that one cat is a nuisance in its own right, but a bunch of cats that you're trying to lead into the same direction can tend to go a little wild. I think the best way to handle a situation like that would be to just lean in. But again, I don't really know how to handle cats. I handle people who are more like dogs. Loyal.
Well, I don't think you're giving the Wayward Watch enough credit. But I appreciate your insight.
The loyalty that you have for them is incredible.
Thank you.
And the fact that you are continuing to advocate for them, even when you are feeling down yourself about leading them, shows that you are the correct choice.
Well, thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that.
Welcome. I would say that when it comes to making decisions, listen, and then make whatever decision that you want to make, that you feel is best. And if they don't like it, they will have to find another leader. But I doubt that they will go that far.
I guess we shall see.
We shall. But if you ever need a nice cup of tea or somebody to ramble on about cats and dogs for a little bit, I'm always here.
Thank you.
About birds and bees.
Just butterflies here, actually. But everything else is going okay. You don't need anything. There's no...
I think so. We're having a little trouble with the mission that we've been tasked with, and... you don't happen to know much about the Greenwood House, do you?
One of the 12 houses of Terrebonne. They handle the patrols. They are very ill-satisfied with their current role in the city. They've been passed over for the high seat for about 12 different years in a row.
12?
It's been a long time since they've been in favor in Terrebonne. And they've been sort of grandstanding a lot in the past few years as they've been leading up to this next choosing. Which is why we're here, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, we're providing extra security for the event. Not on Greenwood's request, we're here on the Rakshim request.
That's interesting. Do you think anything will happen?
I think Greenwood is a lot of talk, but they don't have a lot of pull. The state of the roads kind of shows you that they don't really have much in the way of forces.
They could align themselves with a foe.
I suppose that would be an incredible coup to take place in the city, though.
And is that where this is all happening?
Yes. They meet in the council chambers on at the high seat, which is both the name of the ruling family and the name of the building, which is right next to the Tremecules.
And in how many days is this occurring?
The actual date is kept secret from the public, just for security purposes. It could happen anywhere between 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 days.
I see. Okay. Definitely seems like an event that the Wayward Watch should attend.
Do you have a connection with one of these nobility houses?
I may or may not. Certainly not House Greenwood.
Of course. You don't suspect anything like that, do you?
I don't know what to expect anymore, but I do have reason to believe that Greenwood House is in some nasty business.
I will amp up security, as it were.
I would highly recommend that. Well, I hope to see you there.
Of course. And, again, if you ever need any advice, despite the advice that I've given you so far, if you need any better advice, probably go talk to my mother. But if you need a friendly shoulder to lean on every now and then, I'm here.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Darian!
Right there, like instantly. I don't think Darian even left your side.
No. Let's go home.
And Darian rides off back towards the gates of Terrapon. So
the whole time talking is Darian like locking eyes with him, saying that she's like, and then he's like flipping his ear over her and like nudging her and like trying to distract her the whole time.
Embarrassing me.
you're being bounder blocked.
All right.
So after 2 days, the second morning, everybody wakes up. I'm assuming that everybody is keeping the same kind of day-night cycle shift. There's no like outliers or anything. Bolt obviously has his Sentry mode that he does instead.
Sentry's rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on the second day, you guys are just starting to wake up, and Janjin comes upstairs and quickly walks to Ezra's door and knocks on it a few times.
Okay, I'll open the door.
Ezra, there is a Goliath woman here asking to speak with you.
Okay. I wonder what that's about. I will head down the stairs and greet... I forgot her name already.
So she did not have a name.
Okay, good.
But everybody called her Helga in the last episode, so her name is Helga. And she looks much as she did at the day or the evening you met her at the Dreary Lady. Smooth gray skin with black tattoo markings in hard lines that cover all the visible skin, while the rest is covered by a long dress and bodice that leaves a tantalizing amount of upper body exposed, including her very muscular arms, which you are familiar with.
Which are the best part?
A small
An arms guy. Huh?
I guess Ezra is.
Yeah, he uses lots of weapons. He's a fighter. Of course he's an arms guy.
A small brass pendant dangles on her neck, flashing in the early morning light, and her long, deep black hair is pulled back and wrapped together in a very complex braid. And it goes down to about her waist, in the braid itself. She looks extremely well put together for someone whose face is in near panic. Janjin has poured her a cup of tea, which she is staring at, while she chews on her lower lip, lost in thought.
Helga, seems that something is bothering you.
And she jerks up and stands up and she says, "Oh, Ezra, I'm so sorry to barge in on your place, but Fenry is missing."
Fenry?
You know Fenry, the half-orc that assisted with your massage?
Yes. Yes.
Definitely
you
remember.
do not remember any Fenry, actually. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. This isn't a Ezra's misremembering the last, or Dallin's misremembering the last episode. You don't remember any Fenry.
I don't recall.
She gets this kind of like worried look on her face, and she's like, "You don't remember her? Like she came in and assisted me because you had so much tension."
I mean, my eyes were closed and my face was down, so maybe, but...
And she growls out and she goes, "Not you too." And she slams her fist on the table and she says, "I'm not crazy." And then gets back down and like takes a drink of her tea.
Seems like you might be experiencing the effects of time magic.
What?
Well, I'm sort of familiar with it. The panic, the misremembering of events.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know much about magic.
Who have you been in contact with recently?
Well, so last night there were a couple gentlemen that came in, and Venry and I entertained them for the evening. And when I fell asleep, and when I woke up in the morning, they were both gone. Venry was gone, and nobody in the Dreary Lady knew who she was.
Did they have any symbols on them? Anything that looked...
And she grabs the pendant and she kind of unclips it in the back. And she says, "One of them left this," and hands it over to you.
I'll flip it over and look at it.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's got the symbol for the infinite sight on it.
Brian Crawl spits in your cereal.
I recognize the symbol. This is the infinite sight. If you're involved with the infinite sight, you were in danger.
I'm not involved with anyone like that.
Well,
but
maybe not directly, but perhaps a victim of them.
What she's saying is she's not involved with anyone.
by the way, the rest of you can start making your way down.
Is it Venry?
Fenry?
Fenry.
Venry.
Yep.
Fenry, F-E-N-R-I.
Morning, everybody.
NRI.
Oh. Easy. Looks like you've
just
got
be like, shut up, look.
Oh.
It's a small pendant, by the way. It's not
Okay.
it's not like a big like.
Shut up and look.
Where did you get that?
From Helga.
But it's
I'll just lay the story.
Yeah,
so
okay.
everyone's got
Sure.
Yep.
Is there anything about this? What was her name that you said?
Fenry.
Fenry? That you think might have marked her for... Well, I guess that made her dangerous, or that might be interesting to criminals, as it were?
I mean, we always have issues with people trying to abduct the girls, but mostly we handle that internally. But Fenry wasn't special in any way. She was special to me. She was a great friend. And she's a good masseuse. You don't remember.
Has she spent much time with anyone from House Greenwood?
No, not recently.
What can you tell us about these two men who
I don't
you entertained?
remember the one that she was with, but the dwarf that I was with, he had a curly red beard. He had a scar on his right forearm, and his breath smelled of spices and fish.
When you say you don't remember much about the other fellow, does it feel like you should remember, but you can't, or...
No, it's mostly that I was paying attention to my client and not the other.
Do you guys keep a list or like a sign-in book or something? I mean, I know you want to be discreet, but...
Discretion is the business, so no. Can you help find Fenry?
We could try. I mean, I hate to say this bluntly, we are in the midst of dire, it's top secret mission, but I will keep my eyes and ears open.
Of course. I am so sorry if I have interrupted.
No.
It's likely that our own interests are connected.
They might be connected.
That would be great if you could find her. I would be grateful, and I can give you a small reward.
Can you describe her for us?
Fenry is a Fenry is a half-orc. She has pale skin, small tusks. She has shining blue eyes, and she is quite fit. She takes pride in that.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye out for her, and we are, well, I don't know if I should say this. We are on the trail of the Infinite Sight, so it's very likely that if we can get to the bottom of whatever it is that they're up to in this city, we might be able to bring her back.
Of course. What do I do in the meantime?
I
go
have
back?
a very sharp pain in the base of my neck right here.
I mean, and she stands up and moves over, just like it's almost like second nature, and she just grabs her elbow and just instantly pops it back in
Release.
place. Yeah.
Well, I would say carry on as if you don't know anything and you don't remember anything.
Okay.
Maybe keep it that way for a while.
It's just so hard to see all my sisters not remember Fenry.
It's probably best to, like they say, to pretend you don't know either.
I will try, and if I see anyone from House Greenwood or anyone from these infinite sites with the same pendant, I will let you know.
Perhaps you know that you can talk to us about Finley, but is there a code word we need to use if we need to send someone else? Like knock knock, you say who's there, you say Fenry,
That sounds fine to me, I
and then
suppose.
they say Fenry who, and you know it's them.
Uncrackable code.
Can someone write that down for me, please? Helga leaves. And you guys have a new lead. You have a description of a dwarf that used to have the pendant that Helga was wearing. And yeah, what would you like to do?
Do we want to look for him in the city? It's a lot of ground to cover.
Have we heard anything else about the power change at all?
I was just going to ask
It's
if
going to be
you
5
had
days.
Ezra told all of us.
Yeah, I would have told
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you would have said the same stuff.
Yep. And that was the first day of the 2. So technically, there's only 4 more days
2
until
more days until the vote.
Yep.
Okay.
Until the vote.
So we have 4 more days.
Well,
okay.
Obviously, we ought to keep an eye out for this fellow, but I'm not sure where we would look. He frequented the Dreary Lady once. I could continue to watch for him there, but
Did you notice him? Did you watch?
I mean, I was really only looking for Braff. Actually, let me ask. Did I?
Go
I
ahead and give
seen-
me a history check to go back through your memory and think about
Someone
things
who
for a
would
moment.
meet that description.
Yeah.
Because we know Braff has visited Dreary Lady multiple times.
Good.
Like he's kind of
9.
a haunt of his,
Yeah.
right?
9. So you don't remember. You don't remember the dwarf, which kind of makes sense considering time magic has been in play. Maybe they erased themselves from
Sure.
that memory too. Maybe you did see them and you just don't remember it. However, I will give you one phrase that she said, and that was the description of his breath.
Right. Fish and spices. Right. Well, we could always either frequent or look for perhaps restaurants that were around the Dreary Lady or down by the docks.
So
we know the
Braff-
Infinite site has a warehouse at the docks.
And we never did.
House Greenwood.
House
has-
Greenwood
yes.
has a warehouse at the docks. And we
And
never got to see.
We thought maybe that might be the meeting place that Braff was hinting at.
Perhaps we go
Want
scout the
to
docks.
investigate it?
Sure. Did you eat anything at that spider's underbelly?
I didn't. Did you eat something? I don't remember. I was.
I know you
Spider. We had
drank
the spider. Yeah.
some.
We drank some spider stuff.
Nope, no eating.
So Braff has fish and spice on his breath.
Not
No,
Braff.
the
The dwarf.
dwarf.
Yep.
Let's go down to the docks.
Perhaps
See
we
what we can
travel
Separate.
separate in 2s and 3s.
Different lanes. All to the same place.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, off to the docks you go. Is Darian coming with, or are you leaving him here?
Darian is going to come with this
Okay.
time.
Do you have a
So,
Pokeball?
Catch him out.
just shrinks down a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Smoke snag him, runs out, and like, he's mine!
Sari is for sure riding in the pouch.
That is a rough ride, by the way.
It's okay.
Like, because the pouch is not. It's not like a pouch.
She just like
It's very much like as he's bounding along, you're like, dum, 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 against the wooden floor or the concrete.
Sorry, is that enjoyable?
she just giggles.
Yeah, take a bunch of bludgeoning damage.
Let's see, roll for concussions.
So you arrive at the docks. Specifically, I'm assuming that we're heading to look at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go on the rooftops
Because
best as I can.
he had the 2 warehouses, right? As far as him, he had the one that we went to, and they had the
Fighting.
fighting, and this is the other one, right?
That we stopped him from
Yep.
going to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you are heading in the same direction that he was when you ambushed him. By the way.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
So the large warehouse sits at the edge, right next to the Tremecules, which stretches out far into the distance. You can vaguely make out the shine of like the tops of buildings on the other side. I mean, it's like 150 miles, so I don't know if technically you could see anything beyond.
Probably not, unless they were really, really tall buildings.
Technically, there is a giant portal that heads from one side of the city to the other. That is open for travel if you need to, but It was basically the portal that was used during the war to conquer the other side of the river, and they just readapted it. That's a whole other story that you could get just the barest hint of as a passing tourist train goes by with a guy talking about the history of Terrebonne.
And here you see where we slaughtered the other people.
This is the backside of water.
Yeah. Around the warehouse is a bustling mixture of humanoids, most of whom appear to be sailors by trade or merchants.
Are they going in and out of the warehouse, or are they?
So none of them are going in and out of that warehouse. You haven't seen anybody go in and out. There's just a bunch of different Axtoli, Aquathan. There's some Lede there, mingling among the humans, elves, dwarves, and halflings. Kind of a nice eclectic mixture. When you get to, the closer you get to one of the great rivers, the more concentration of Axtoli and Aquathan there are, just because that's where they frequent, and a lot of ships are mainly crewed, like a lot of the water ships are mainly crewed by Axtoli and Aquathan, with a smattering of the other races. Depending on the ship, there's some that have a strict humans only policy, and that's weird. But there is also several market stalls with delicious smells that ring the side of the walkway facing towards the great River Tremencules. And yeah, you do see a few different ones kind of just scattered about. There's several that are within walking distance of the old abandoned warehouse that you guys are observing.
So I assume most of this area
Who has the best nose?
filled with the
Darian.
right, filled with the smell of seawater and fish, right?
Yep.
Can I see if I can remember, because there was the strong smell of the spices that Ainor had?
Oh yeah.
Can I see if I smell anything that's
Like
that
these?
pungent? Yes.
Have a vial of them.
Get a nice little whiff from Bolt's vial. Yeah, go ahead and give me
Just
go
as
ahead
we're
and
going
give me
around, I wanna
a
see if I
perception
can-
check. Yeah.
I do enjoy many smells. I could try
13.
see if I could find the cart.
Enjoy many smells.
Very good.
Write that
Bolt's
down
pickup.
as a
That's
possible
Bolt's pickup
tagline
line
for the episode.
when he
Before
when he
buttresses.
meets
Yep.
I do enjoy many smells.
Enjoy
And
many
buttresses.
smells and buttresses. I enjoy smelling
I
buttresses.
enjoy the smell of buttresses. Yes.
With the 13, you actually are able to see, you are able to smell that same heavy spice scent.
Is it common or is it?
No, it's actually coming from a specific stall.
Okay.
I don't know if they're connected or not.
Did she describe anything about the spice or just spice in general,
Just
Spices
heavy
and
spices.
fish.
heavy spices?
Yeah.
And are there any other more pungent spices in the area that smell?
Not really that you can smell.
Okay.
Bolt, if you'd like to go ahead and
Yeah,
give a perception.
can I do investigation?
Sure.
On it? Since
I'm not
I'm
sure.
looking for something in particular.
I'm not sure if this is the smell or the spice she was talking about, but it seems that Ainor spice they're selling seems to be over here. Somewhere close if we want to check it out, maybe.
I think we should.
We aren't close enough that I can
8.
see them, but
Can you guys see any red-haired dwarves?
Not currently, no. None of you can see any red-haired dwarves. But if you'd like, you can approach the stall. So this one is kind of like a bigger wooden bar-esque area, like a tiki bar almost, right? There's a bunch of stools kept with kind of like a wooden thing, and there's this Adequathan male standing there. He's a bit wider than Adequathan that you met, because usually they're kind of thin and tall, but he's shorter and thicker, and he's got a big cauldron that he's stirring with that wooden spoon that all of these pungent smells coming off of. And as you kind of approach, you realize that it is gumbo that he is stirring with some crawfish in it. And he goes, "Afternoon, are you here for lunch?"
Absolutely, it smells delicious.
"Oh, it is delicious. Sit."
Thank you. I actually am looking for my dad. I'm Seredan of the Malagoth city.
Oh, long way from home.
Yes, it's my first time in Terrebonne.
Oh, well, welcome.
Lovely place.
Yeah, it is very nice.
He's been here recently. He's the one that told me about this place. Dwarf, about yay high. He's got red hair.
Oh, yeah, he comes here pretty much every day.
Oh, excellent.
Curly red beard, scar on his face.
Right, all of those things. Has he been by today?
Not yet. It's still a bit early.
Right.
But he should be coming by just any moment here. And he looks directly at the door to the warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Maybe I'll just slip inside and see if I can find him.
Well, that's up to you. That's not my business.
I brought some friends with me.
Of course. If anybody wants any gumbo, 2 silver per bowl. I can't let you take the bowl with you, but you're free to sit down and enjoy that. Nice cup of salt water, or if you're preferring it, fresh water.
You know, I think I'd like to surprise him, actually, now that I think about it.
Good idea.
Why don't we go say hi and then come back and get some gumbo after?
All right, well, I hope he's there.
It sounds delicious.
And then he just moves on to another customer that comes and sits down.
Are you sure we can stay for some gumbo? It smells really good.
I don't want him to come out and not
I want some
recognize
gumbo.
me.
Stop giving us food
that's
stuff
right.
in your game.
Now, how do you order
It's
gumbo
too late.
at this time of
There's
night?
no one around that has it.
I'm George R. Martining you.
If you're hungry, we're hungry too.
So you guys are going to slip into the warehouse?
I mean, I want to leave. I just didn't want to be there like
shows
when he
up.
walks up
So-
and I'm like, "Hi, Dad."
So do you want to leave and like we hang out and wait for him? Maybe sit by him.
That would be hilarious though. He'd just be like, "Oh crap!
I have a daughter.
How old are you?"
27.
Where did you say you were from?
Are there any windows on this warehouse?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is
there's
it
a
just
lot of like
Okay.
really dirty windows.
We can try and peek in.
Yeah.
I will try and
What do you
sneak
think,
up.
Evie? What do you want to do?
Probably should wait for Eve.
No. Tell me what you all think.
I was wondering, maybe we should sneak up to the windows, peek inside, get a lay of the land.
Perhaps burn it to the ground. With
As long as we
everyone
can do so
inside.
without looking too suspicious.
Only one of us
Mutters
will
like
agree
this,
to this.
just burn it down to the ground.
How
Lock
high
all
up are the
doors.
windows?
So you've got 2 levels to this warehouse. The one is just kind of like your standard normal window at ground level, and then there is another one that is a story up.
Okay.
Other side of windows.
Are there any boxes or barrels or anything nearby?
All over the place.
Alright.
Yep.
See, like this, and I'll just grab some boxes tall enough that it like covers most of my face. Just walk up.
Or you could climb
Let's do
inside
it.
and walk around and then drop in the middle
With
of
some
the street
suspenders?
like Solid Snake.
Really nice. A barrel.
Very famous ruby wing
Yes, very famous.
solid snake.
He was very good at sneaking.
I'll take your word for it.
Let's take a look inside this warehouse.
Haunted warehouse. That's what I felt like you wanted to say was, let's take a look inside this haunted warehouse. Changing some plans.
Nice blasted.
13 ghosts in this warehouse.
All dead sailors.
Are we met by Jerbear at the door?
Wait
a minute.
Peg is there. No, so you peek in and you see that there is it's a grimy warehouse, but there's plenty of newer boxes around. A lot of them seem to have been opened up and emptied of whatever contents were inside. You don't see anything apparent. You do see a room off to the right and then a metal door off to the left as well.
And nobody inside.
As you're looking, the door to the right opens up, and out comes marching a curly, red-bearded dwarf.
Just him.
Yep, and he
Hello.
just starts.
Okay.
He just starts walking out towards the front door.
Seredan is coming. And I'll back away from the window.
Is there any
Okay.
mask vendors anywhere nearby?
No,
Uh-huh.
mostly just fish markets and other stalls.
No kabuki masks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until he's gone, but his back is still towards the door,
Mhm.
and just walk inside.
So
the
he
door.
comes out the door and he immediately turns into the direction of the gumbo stand.
Great.
Yeah, and he's just gonna start walking over in that direction.
I'm just gonna walk in the door like I work there.
Okay.
And he came out of the right door on the inside, or so not the metal door, but the other one.
He came out the other one, not the middle door. Okay.
Yeah. I'm holding for Eve's instructions.
Now I made you guys all feel awkward.
No.
I mean, I don't want Sarah to be in there by herself. I'll try and sneak in behind her. Unless the door's going to shut before I can
Eve,
get
I was
there.
going to say...
No, I mean, it's a slow swinging door if you want to get in there.
I was going to say maybe we could see if they're taking job applications or something, but these guys, they're going in.
I'm going to keep an eye on this dwarf out here. Perhaps you could stay
Yes,
near the
I'll
entrance
stay.
to warn them if he starts to head back.
Look out. Got it. Wait, I can't see. Here, hold this.
And I'm gonna I'll give you one of my daggers. And then these two have already slipped in, so I can't give them one. To get just relative, like...
First into the
where they're at.
breach.
So,
I saw a
Well, you
breach.
can hear screams.
so I will go and...
If you feel my dagger leave your presence, you know there's a problem.
Excellent.
And I will go and eat some gumbo with the
Okay.
dwarf.
All right.
I will join you.
Please do.
So we'll start with Gumbo Group, I think. So
Mistakes.
Motion to change our name to the Gumbo Group.
Gumbo gals.
do I hear a
Guys,
second?
gals.
Gumbo Goombas.
Just in case I need a stealth check, that's 26 to
26.
just be slinking around and.
So you're just looking.
I'm looking out. I'm looking in the window, seeing if there's like disruptions. Just
Yeah.
basically being
Leaning
lookout.
against the wall, flipping a quarter.
Yeah. Listening for feeling for vibrations in the wood.
Actually, let's start with internal group first, not Gumbo Group. Sorry, Gumbo Group. You got a little bit more time.
to eat.
Yep. So Ezra and Seredan slip inside the warehouse. So you're now inside the warehouse. Again, like there is a staircase that leads up to a secondary level. It looks like mostly it's just rafters up there and some like hand crank cranes that you can operate for heavier loading and unloading, as it were.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Sorry, one sec. Okay. How far up are the rafters?
15 feet to the
Okay.
rafters.
And he's following you. So.
I'm about 10 feet behind you, I'd say. Like,
Yeah.
Enough that you're aware that I'm there, but not
I-
enough to like get
I
too
would
close to you
think
so
that
I
I
can
would
get.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say, I'm just like, what do you think, Easy? Hide up in the rafters?
I didn't see anybody going around when I was looking in. I bet they're in one of these rooms, but we can wait.
I don't want to get too far away from everyone. Looks like no one followed us.
There's a flash in your eye as like I'm catching the glint of the sun on my blade and like hitting you in the eye with
Okay,
it.
there's
And
Vicky.
then I'll wave at you. So you know where I'm at.
Yeah, I want to try and like climb up into the rafters.
Okay.
I'll follow and try and go however big the warehouse is, just on the opposite side, so I can see into that doorway. She can see into that doorway. Whatever.
Maybe use some boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and give me. What's your passive perception right now?
15.
15. So the boxes that you hide behind are empty. Like they just have kind of like straw in them left over from whatever was inside. You do see the name of the like the not the return destination, but the last destination before this stamped onto the side,
Double blind
and
shipping.
it is listing the Rubio Oasis as the previous point of origin.
Make a note.
I want to like maybe. Are there any open?
If you want, you can start searching the warehouse for like. There's plenty of open crates that don't have anything in them. Like each one that you check quickly. But if you want to do a more thorough check, that's going to take some time.
Can we like? I guess I'm wondering if I can sort of like hide behind a stack of boxes, but look inside them too. But so that
That's
like
your
if
idea.
somebody else came in like
You
into a
just
door, I could
stop or whatever.
I'd be hidden from sight. But I don't know if that's.
Yeah, give me a d20 roll, would you?
9.
Okay. Yeah, so you find like a nice like section of boxes. There are pretty big crates here. It's not like just like a small crate or two. Like there are some large crates kind of sitting around that have the hay in it, and some are up on their sides and everything, so you could easily slip into one if you needed to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Gumbo Group outside, you two pull up just as the Etiquathan is just like, just saw your daughter. She said she was looking for you. And the dwarf is like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, unless... No, she would have told me. and probably just some weird creditor trying to get at me or something like that. And the kind of like cocks one of his eyebrows, which are it's just like a thing of skin,
It's like painted on.
yeah. Just because it's easier to like emote when you have eyebrows, I guess, for an Edequathan. And he goes, "Are you in debt?" And he's like, "No, like just people looking for me. It's fine. Can I get 2 today, actually?" "Oh, hungry." And he pours a couple of bowls and hands it over. And the dwarf just starts digging in right as you guys come up, and he goes, "Oh, you two are back."
Yes.
I found the dwarf here.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. My friend thought perhaps that you might be her father, but how old are you?
53.
Oh, it couldn't have been then.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
I'm sure.
Small tear
Are you
falls
from
down.
around here?
I wanted to be a dad.
Not
Guess I
originally.
have to return those
But yeah, I
baby
mean,
booties.
I've been here for about. Well, I mean, I've been to Terabon a few times, but latest I've been here for about 6 months or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And are you enjoying it?
It's a nice city. Lots of fun that you can have around here.
That's for certain.
Yeah. And the Edequathan like kind of taps a little bit with the wooden
yes.
spoon and says, "Would you?"
2, please. Yes.
Of course.
I'll have one as well.
So you want
Yep. Sure. Yep.
and you 2 bowls. So that's 4 silver and 2
I
silver.
honestly just assumed Bolt was getting 2 for himself.
So 4 silver and then 2 silver just off of your.
A little tear drips down Bolt's eye now.
I'm so sorry.
It's happy. It's happy crying.
It's like, I get 2 bolts.
Aw.
One for sniffing, 1 for eating.
It's very strange. This is delicious. So what brings you here?
Oh, I'm just work. You know, working at the docks, kind of dealing with shipping and handling.
Oh, excellent. Are you a sailor or
No, I'm just a porter.
a porter?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, well, I actually have worked in Terabon for a while.
Really? Oh. What do you do?
I just help with finding, getting paperwork and those types of things.
I get it. Yeah. That's plenty of that work going around, that's for sure.
Lots of paperwork.
Oh yeah, especially these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You work in the paperwork industry.
It's a burgeoning
I work
industry.
at a place called Dunder. So
Thunder Milton. That's a town in or just outside of Malagoth. That's
Yes.
really weird. Yeah.
that's actually
Oh, okay.
that's where the main office is. Anyhow, that's boring.
Headquarters.
So
It's
boring.
satellite office.
Did so is that warehouse back there? That's where you work?
Yeah, just me and a couple other people work and hang around there.
Is this a newer warehouse?
And he looks at the decrepit warehouse and he says, "No, I mean we just recently acquired it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, just doing some contract work for one of those nobles.
Oh,
Mhm.
the nobles.
Yep.
Aren't they just so obnoxious and annoying? They think they're better than all of us.
Absolutely. I've always said that we need to take them down a few pegs. That's for sure.
I've thought that same thing.
Yeah,
Edequathan's sitting there
it's been a while. It's been a while since we pulled out the old guillotines. You know what I mean?
Guilty by association.
I don't know if we need to go that far, but
Oh, well.
certainly.
I'm just kidding. of
Oh, I
course, of
couldn't
course.
tell. I mean,
Yeah,
we've just met.
Oh yeah,
I don't
sorry.
really know your
my
sense of humor
my
quite
humor
yet.
is definitely like
Decrepit and terrifying.
I was gonna say sophisticated and very hard to track if you're not familiar with me.
That's what I meant.
Oh, of course. Give me a persuasion check here. I wanted to see how this conversation is going.
That's her kind of humor.
Oh, poop. Not good. I rolled a 2 again. That's my second 2 tonight.
Advantage.
Persuasion is +7, so 9.
I actually am going to give you advantage because you are playing this up pretty well.
Okay. Okay, much better. 17 +9.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be going fine. He doesn't seem suspicious of you at all.
Excellent. So you said that there's lots of fun to have around here. What do you do for fun?
Oh, and I go down. I just hang out at a couple bars. And like, sometimes I go and I have you seen the big tree?
Oh yes, I love that
Love
tree.
the big tree. It's pretty crazy.
This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but have you ever been down to that place with the nice ladies?
No, I mean I'm a respectable sort. I wouldn't be caught dead there.
You shouldn't be embarrassed. I've been there plenty of times myself.
Really?
He falls out of his chair.
Yes,
Gumbo
I
strong
get
today.
quite sore from all that paperwork, and they give excellent massages for my neck muscles.
Oh yes, the massages. Yeah, and you know what? Now that you mention, yes, I do get a massage from there every now and then.
Do you now?
Yes.
I have a favorite. I can't remember her name. Helga, Belga, something like that. She's fantastic if you ever need someone to give you a nice massage.
Give me another persuasion check, please.
That would be 18.
He gives you a little bit of a sideways look, and he goes, I think I know who you're talking about, and she is really good at massaging.
Isn't she?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to go ahead and cut back to internal group just for a moment here.
Okay.
While this conversation is going on, that I don't even know what's going on there. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. But so you guys are kind of waiting in there. You do see the door open, that same internal door, and you see a man walk out. And he's wearing robes. He's got a bald head, half elf ears, and he just walks over to the vault, and he pulls like a necklace out of his robes, holds it up to the door, and it kind of just like slides out of the way. It's like a circular vault door.
How far away?
It's about 50 feet in the other direction. So, and then he steps in, and the vault door closes behind him.
Okay. Ooh, I was this close to.
I will.
During
I will show you. I'll be like, Sentry. I'm gonna show the little pendant that I have.
Oh, was that like a key?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe we could try it.
And about 10 minutes later, he comes back out, and the vault door closes behind him. And he looks around a little bit. He's gonna roll a perception check here.
Okay.
And then he just walks right back to the other door and opens it up. And he says, "Is Mash back yet?" And you hear some other voice in there say, "No, knowing him, he probably grabbed a second bowl." And the door closes.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Would I have heard that?
yeah.
His name?
Mash.
Did we find anything in the crates? In any of the crates that we were looking at?
If you're continuing to search while you have time, you do find one crate that hasn't been opened yet, and you open it up, like you crack it open, nice and carefully, and there are 4 potions laid inside. It's just a small little long box.
Okay.
And 3 of them are instantly recognizable. They're your standard healing potions.
Okay.
They're bigger than normal, so these are actually 3 greater healing potions.
Okay.
And the third one is a small vial of clear liquid with golden flecks of almost like sand-like substance kind of floating in it.
I'm like,
through it.
You want the gold one? I want the gold one.
It looks good.
I'm gonna take one of the healing potions and that gold potion. If you want to take the other 2.
Yeah, I'll take the other 2.
Okay. Let me just add.
And
those
that
to my
box wasn't like out in the open or anything. It was kind of like buried under a bunch of other boxes and had more dust on it. Like
This is our
most of
heist
it had
episode.
been.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
heist episode.
Let's try the pendant on the door.
I'll walk up cautiously.
Okay. As soon as you hold out the pendant, the vault door starts to open.
Excellent.
Hurry, Sentry.
Yeah, I'm in.
Hurry, Sentry.
Okay. So you guys step in. The vault closes behind you. It's pretty dark in here as the vault door closes, and then as soon as it seals, these runes start to light up around the room, just kind of like lining up. And
Do they look familiar?
no, they do not look like the explosive runes.
You all died.
We're all like, they're the time runes. No, they look like. Well, actually, go ahead and roll me an Arcana. Like you're
I
still,
can do that
both
too.
of you.
I'm gonna spend my inspiration because I don't like that roll.
Okay.
We're eating,
Oh my
we're eating
gosh.
gumbo.
I rolled
here.
a 2 and then a 1.
Oh, snap.
The explosions again. A 2 and a 1? No. Unfortunately, you don't recognize these runes.
I got a
Waste of
6.
inspiration.
Yep. Bolt probably would know, but they don't look to be the runes you've seen before.
not
You
the
do
runes we're
see
looking
a few other things in this room, though.
Okay.
The first is that there are 3 amber crystals that are larger than you are, floating in the middle of the room with magic circles around them.
Okay.
And as you kind of like step towards one, you see that there is somebody inside of it.
Inside the
Ew.
crystal?
Inside the crystal. Mm-hmm. And you see the first crystal has a halfling.
Mm-hmm.
The second crystal has a human who is wearing kind of like leathers, and he's got a mask over his face. And the third has a half-orc woman in a bed sheet that is
Does she
covering her.
have small tusks?
She has
and-
small tusks, and you can't really tell on the
Really
skin.
light amber skin.
Yeah.
But all 3 of them are perfectly like they're perfectly straight sleeping kind of thing. It's not like they're in any sort of like duress inside. They just seem to be in this pleasant sleep straight.
Okay.
So
Need more spells.
There's also one more thing in the room that I need to describe, and that's as you look over, you do see the glowing eyes of one of the scarab hunters from the Infinite Sight, just sitting at the edge of the room, and it is just watching the 2 of you.
One of the ones that we fought in
big
his
the
blades that I could
on the
throw
town.
out.
chakram.
The big one with the chakra.
So this is a big room.
Yeah, I mean it's a fairly
Vault,
big vault.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So sorry, Victor. You.
So upon seeing these guys go in there,
Yes.
I will gently call back my blade.
Okay.
But when it's returning, I want to pull out my contract templates, and I want to pull out just a blank sheet and just write up a fake like, you've won, congratulations. Please collect your 500 gold pieces for like whatever entry that you blah blah blah, made payable to quote unquote MASH, and then I'm going to try and forge a realistic looking official signature.
Give me a sleight of hand check, unless you have like a calligrapher's tools, or not calligrapher, but
I think
I
I,
was
do.
I was just gonna say, like, as soon as I see those eyes,
Mhm.
like, say, cast darkness.
okay. So I will say that the thing is not making any moves towards
okay.
you. It is just watching you at this time.
It's
It's not making any sort
just
of
like
hostile
sitting
moves.
there.
Yeah.
So it'll be 20.
But we have the
dirty.
medallion, so it,
Dirty
for
20,
all it
okay.
knows.
Yeah.
people
I mean,
won't
it looks passable.
And then
Never
I'm
mind
going
then.
to start walking back, so you would have felt the blade leave you, but I'm going to start heading their direction.
And that's why I think that gnomes have their place beneath Malagoth, and dwarves have their place above it. I mean, if anybody disagrees with me, that's their business. That is just my personal opinion on the
Excuse
matter.
me, sir. Forgive me. I have this letter. I've been told to give it to a mesh.
I'm Mash.
Have you put yourself in the raffle recently? Because it seems you have won.
This is brilliant,
This
by
is
the way. I love this so much.
that's absolutely amazing. I mean, they said the raffle wouldn't be for another couple days.
Oh, they decided to draw it early, and it seems you won the grand prize.
Oh, that's great. I should go. Is there like do I need something? Or,
You probably want this piece of paper, and it has a very detailed map of how to get there.
And it's like scribbles.
Of course, yeah. And he grabs the paper without even looking at it.
And it's like, he has to go like here and around. And I just want to like take him for a walk around town.
Yeah, and he's like, he pays his tab really quickly, and he's like, good food is always crack, and then he runs off.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna take whatever money did he give me anything for the
Nope.
paper? Oh,
No
jerk. So I'll look at the other two, to the other Quathon men, and be like, I'll be right back for some gumbo. You two, I have a question. Come this way, quickly.
Okay.
A lot of weird people at the docks today.
Is it called Graph's Gumbo? Is that the name of the stand? Graph's Gumbo? Sorry.
Because there's too many rafts and riffs and
Graph's Gumbo.
Biffs.
there's a braff and a
Brass.
breath that are currently like characters, so I'm not doing a graph as
No
well.
more double Fs.
Yes.
I don't know if you want
Or
me to go
PHs.
jump him or something later, but I figure he didn't really win. It's a fake.
I figured. Thank you so much for clarifying, Victor.
I don't want to
No,
be...
really, we thought you were part of the new committee for.
Really? I thought I was trying to get that. I'm glad it came across.
It was great acting.
You know, one day I want to be a thespian. But not today.
You did. You did do good in the Hollow.
Why, thank you for remembering my great... No, you're getting me off the track. The point. The two, they went into a vault. I cannot see them anymore. I don't know what happened.
Seredan, you feel
chill.
a chill. We're all proud.
I don't want to be alarmist, but I thought you should know.
Why does she always put herself in danger like this? Well, Ezra is with her. All right.
Should we follow them?
And I go, Ezra! Sorry, I thought that it would just be...
If we want to follow them, or I wrote a map, and at the end of it, I will go put up a cart or something and then jump him when he gets there.
I appreciate that well thought out plan. I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
I think we just need to get in there. Was there a window into that room?
No, there doesn't appear to be
Into
a
either
window.
of the rooms?
So the other room does have a window. The other side,
The outside room.
The right hand side.
Okay.
We'll call it the eastern side of the building.
Victor, how many people are in that building?
I
As far
heard
as you
two
know?
voices. That's it.
Two voices, and where were they coming from?
In the building.
I guess.
I only have 3 more levels till I drop darkness.
Let's go.
Do you want me to I guess we can see if the door's unlocked. I don't need to pick the lock or anything.
Okay. So as you guys head inside, the door is not locked.
Okay.
To the warehouse. So you can, if you want to rush in, you can, or you can try and sneak in. That's up to you
Let's
guys.
sneak in.
Sneak. Okay. Give me a round of stealth checks, plate wearers,
Oh dear.
with disadvantage.
Yep. 9.
That's a 4. I could just fall through the door.
They're so loud no one heard me. I'm at 21.
So Victor slips in first, easily weaving among the crates, and then Eve. Do you bring Darian with you?
Yes.
We all 3 of us try to squeeze through at the same time and do the whole
all of a sudden there came such a clatter.
Yeah.
And the three heavy armor wearers enter into the building, and you hear a voice call from the right room and say, "Mash, is that you? What are you carrying? Bowls? Buckles?"
Carrying bolts.
Give me a deception check, please.
They already heard us.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Why?
You sounded nothing like Mash.
Okay. Let's see here. Deception. 13?
All right. Roll a natural 1.
Somehow worked.
I don't know how that worked, but it did.
So Victor wants to stop, and then he's trying to lead the way, and then he's like,
Okay. Meanwhile, inside the vault,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing?
I would just kind of look at Ezra and be like, it's not attacking. Let's see what we can see.
I will take a step. Does it?
Yeah,
Do
I
anything?
want to just act like I'm just gonna be like act cool, and just walk around. I'm gonna avoid the circles.
Okay.
But I kind of want to walk around the room and just
Yeah.
see what else I
I'm
can
gonna be
find.
holding the symbol up
Yeah.
so that nothing attacks me.
you walk
The
up,
eyes
it's Iron
track
Man.
the symbol as you hold it up and move it around. But as you guys move, the construct does not activate or react beyond that.
It's not like an Iron Man suit that you can climb in.
Probably not.
Do we see anything else?
Nope, just the 3 crystallized people.
I want to go up to the one, but I don't want to explode.
So
At this point, the other members of the party can reach the vault door, but no, it does not open for
I
you.
want to find the voice of the person who is talking with after. But first, I'll ask people's
I was thinking.
He's so scared of me.
No. I was.
Well, after we heard you just
I
talk
was-
smack on us.
You did punch him in the stomach.
I had this.
one
Yeah,
time.
that's true. Multiple times.
That's true.
Actually. No, I was thinking maybe I could go and maybe make them think I'm a new person here and steal his, because they did something with, and Victor will kind of like walk up with his own whatever the pendant of what's her lady, and like hold it up and be like, I think it was that little thing he had with him.
Okay, good luck.
All right.
You mean the necklace?
I want to tell Ezra, I'm like, you have the pendant. See what happens if you try and
For science.
for science.
I'll walk up
Again? No.
to the half orc
Yeah.
with the small tusks.
Okay.
And I will hold my symbol up and hope I don't get exploded.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I will put
Can
my
you-
hands on the thing and maybe
Yeah.
like try and
Move it.
pull it towards me or twist it or see if I can find an opening or...
At that point, the scarab stands up to its full height and starts walking over towards
Okay, then I will let go.
And it stops, and it just kind of like, it looks confused for a moment, so I need to roll a check for it.
Oh no.
A confusion check.
And then you hear this deep thum come from it. And everybody on the other side of the vault hears that as well.
I'm gonna grab
Sorry.
the infinite sight symbol from the other scarab
Okay.
out of my bag, hold and hold it up to the door.
The door opens.
Okay.
Well,
As soon as I hear that sound, I cast darkness.
That's when you cast darkness.
we open the door and it just goes. Dark mist
comes
Oh,
out.
no. Where did they go?
I mean, it looks fine. It's kind of dark, but right.
We're going to go ahead and get into combat here.
Okay.
So we'll be right back as we set this up.
Fool of a took.
All right. So let's go ahead and switch on over to the battle cam as we roll initiatives here. But, let's get into it. All right. Bolt.
7.
Seredan.
16.
16. Not that. What the heck? Why are you bolded? Why are you bold? Ezra.
5.
5.
They're bolted.
Eve.
6.
Wow.
Victor.
22.
22. At least someone knows how to play the game.
Somebody knows how to load the dice.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Hey, Scott. I'm using Scott's.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and start out with Victor then. Victor, you walk in. You see darkness.
But I
In
don't
front
see
of you,
anything past.
You don't see anything past. It's outside of your vision. You're not quite sure what's going on.
Can I tell what direction? No, I can't hear it from now. I'll use my movement to move forward.
Okay.
So 5, 10.
Hey, look, there's a crystal there with a magic circle around it.
25. I will avoid the magic circle. 25, 30.
Hey, look,
Can
there's
I-
another crystal.
And at this point,
Your blind sight goes out to about 20 feet.
15, 20, so I can't see her
You
yet.
can't see her.
Do I sense the darkness at all? I imagine I wouldn't like have any change in that, right?
Yeah, there wouldn't be any change for you.
I guess I'll kind of call
Sere, are you there?
and I'm gonna throw the dagger and whistle, like hopefully not hit either one of them. I'm just gonna blindly throw it this way, and probably do it at disadvantage and
Yeah.
see if I can hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm trying to hit him, just
Yeah.
unintentionally. Actual 20 for the first one. Come on, be better. Okay, 17. I want your dice. So that's a 25.
25 will hit.
Okay.
yeah, I'm just like, oh, hey, Vicky, it's another one of those large scarab thingies.
As the knife comes
Shadow
whistling
song.
past your ear.
Your little
Yeah, and then
shade-sided
it slams
little
into
cluster
the
shade.
armored carapace of this thing. And yeah, you see that it's standing there. It does have a long spear-like weapon and a shield.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
I will. That's all I can. I'll use my. I can't get close enough to them with my bonus action to. I think that's it because I was going to try and use my Exile's Blindfold to do. I think I have to touch. Shield of Faith. Is Shield of Faith a touch spell?
No,
It's not.
it is not.
So if I can see Sere
You can't.
with when I threw my dagger.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot your dagger gives you blind sight in the trail.
So on this it
And
says
within 5 feet of
without using a spell slot. Would this be an action to use the seal?
whatever the spell of Shield of Faith is, I
I'm
think
pretty sure it's a bonus
it's
action.
Yeah, I think it's a bonus action.
You'll do a second to clarify. If it isn't, or if it is, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on Sere as it
Okay.
passes her and I can see
Thank
her.
you.
That's +2, right? To AC?
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
Shield of Faith is one bonus action. Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll say, "Oh, Sere, didn't see you there. Watch out, big guy." In case you didn't see him yet.
There you go. Shield.
What did you
Is that a
do?
concentration thing for you? No,
Yes.
You can just hold it in front of you.
Oh, yes, it is. It's concentration.
Okay. You go. Just remind you have it.
What did you guys do to piss another one off?
Easy tried to move it. I think we found the orc we were looking for. Half orc.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Next up is Seredan.
Okay. Yeah, she'll just run up. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm just gonna get to right there.
Okay.
And just say, as she's running, just like, you might want to watch the door. I'm assuming that whatever that noise was might have alerted
Keep going.
the people upstairs.
I assume the door's closed at this point.
Yeah, the door is closed at this point. You are not rolling with advantage.
Okay.
The thing continues to track you in the darkness.
Okay. So that is a 16 to hit.
A 16 does not hit. It brings its shield around and blocks the first
I'm
strike.
going to add my epic die.
Okay.
It's a 21 to hit.
And you see the block coming and weave around and do hit.
Okay.
Damn time magic.
So
What
that
damage
is-
did you do with your blade, by the way?
Piercing.
No,
it was-
Poison.
How much?
That was with shadow. Oh, I'm sorry.
It was
but it's-
9
but
because
it's
it popped
not-
up on mine.
It's
Yeah, it
not
was
poison
9.
though, it's fire, right?
Okay, thank you.
Well, this one I threw was shadow song, so
Yeah.
to get the whistling effect.
Okay, sorry. And actually, sorry, could I is it too late to retcon? I would have liked to cast Hexblade's Curse as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I will do that then. So, okay, first attack, let's see, is... Sorry, it's been a while since I've played. I'm just trying
No
to
problem.
remember if there's anything else I need to add here. I think it's just
We played last week
this character.
on Saturday. Come on.
Right, it's just this plus that. I don't have, like, Great Weapon Master. They're not hexed. But I would get, just want to make sure I know what my damage amount is. It's +3. Okay. Okay. So that is 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay.
And last time we fought these guys, we would we would vaguely remember. I mean, he looks enough like the other one that we would kind of recollect a little bit about like the things that we had experienced last time, like when he was casting magic at it and other stuff.
So
no?
same body. I mean,
make different models.
Well, like,
make
obviously different,
model.
like,
yeah,
stuff, but-
you do. I mean, from last time, I don't think anybody hit it with any sort of targeted spells.
Okay. I
So
thought I remember you shooting something at it. Or
there was
something.
one time where there was going to be something that happened, but then it wasn't a targeted spell like I thought it was, so that nothing
Okay.
happened there.
Okay.
That was also before the time stuff. I don't
Yeah,
remember
so
target
I don't
spells.
remember.
Second attack is a 21 to hit
21 will hit.
for nice, 18 damage.
Okay, 18 damage.
That is my turn. So,
Yeah, you definitely
just my
slice in
bonus
on this thing. You make a couple gashes in it, and we will move on to its turn. Oh no! So a 40-foot cube. I need a reminder on this. I'm always really bad at this as a DM. Is it 40 feet from the point of origin in every direction?
In a cube, it's
No.
20.
As a cube,
in each
it's
direction.
20 in each
Yes.
direction.
From the
Okay.
origin.
I mean, it would just be 40 by 40. So, it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. So it'll just be...
An 8x8.
So the best it could do would be to hit the 3 in the back with this. And it is going to
No
if you have a
thanks.
cube. No, thank you.
No, I don't have 40. But this is a 30.
I
So.
know.
Okay, can you just show that for me and I'll add 10 onto it? Yeah. Yep, it would be the 3 in the back. Yep. So Victor, Bolt, and Eve.
I think this is 20 years of our life.
I need each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw. As basically the chest cavity on this thing opens up and this like dust starts flowing out over into this cube like area in the back.
It's your chest, buddy.
Wisdom?
That's my move.
Yes, wisdom.
Goodbye, Ezra. It's good
Can I add a
knowing.
luck die to it?
Absolutely, you can always add a luck die to.
Live on. Bridge 4.
Thank you. What'd you roll?
12.
12. Victor?
4.
4.
11.
11. All of you. And I need your luck die as well.
I gave it to you.
Okay.
I watched her.
Okay. Here, that's my apology for assuming that you would
Thanks.
try and cheat me.
Time magic is so weird.
Time magic is weird. Each of you is slowed. Affected by the slow spell. This thing is now concentrating, so I need a concentration ring, please.
What does slow do?
It's the opposite of haste.
So
basically.
the affected target speed is halved. Oh, we need Darian in here too. He came with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to?
Where are you, buddy?
Or do you want-
No, I'll take it.
Do I need to roll for him?
Yes, if you would please roll for Darian. Because I'm assuming you're not going to ride him in this small little space.
He failed.
So I'll grab him in just a minute here. So he is slowed as well. So the target speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws. And it can't use reactions. You can either use, and then on your turn you can either use an action or a bonus action, not both. And then regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. If a creature attempts to cast a spell with casting time of 1 action, you roll a d20, and on an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and you must spend your action on that turn to complete the spell, or it fizzles. Basically, like, you are moving at extremely slow speed. And then at the end of each of your turn, you can make another wisdom saving throw to try and save out of this spell.
So no reactions. You can't use an action and a bonus action on the same
one or
turn.
the other.
Half the turn, half the movement.
-2
Minus
AC.
2 AC.
That's weird that it's not a condition you can select.
Slow?
Yeah.
Because I guess it's not like a condition, really, because it's well, I don't know. You'd think they would add it.
Sorry, Cory. At the end of my turn, I'm just gonna back up 5 feet. I'm gonna look over my shoulder at Ezra and be like, "I'm scared of explosions," and I'm just backing up 5 feet.
I can't see you, but I feel scared too.
Okay. It's going to make an attack of opportunity against you.
It has reach.
It does have reach.
Okay.
It is wielding that spear.
Okay.
Bridge 4.
What time that is?
Hey. Oh, that's what's his face.
I can't.
That
Spoilers,
that
because we
dirty
don't know.
bastard.
Yep, but it is him. Right.
That is a 20 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay.
Wait, you have +2.
Wow. It just hits.
11 slashing damage.
And for my
Concentration.
concentration, that doesn't matter. I make it. Yeah.
Okay. So that is its turn, and it's
So-
actually it will use this movement to move towards you.
Okay.
Is this
I'll
a
make
permanent
an
effect?
opportunity attack on it.
So
when
the
it
cube
moves
is
up.
gone, but the effect on you is still. So, okay. Go ahead and roll your opportunity attack.
Did it go right up next to him? Or just one?
It is going to move right up next to it.
That's a 21 to hit.
21. Okay.
Seems to be
That
my lucky
hits.
number tonight.
Blackjack.
Yeah. So that is 10 damage.
Can you imagine if you like went to a casino and they're like, "Here, we're playing a new type of game," and they hand you a
gambling.
D20, and you're just like, I think I can get in on this.
Plus bonus.
Yeah. Which source books am I allowed to use? I've got a whole list of optimized videos to go through.
Tasha's, I'm in.
So 10 damage, and then it needs to make a concentration check.
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Good. Wait, why is it holding concentration?
For the
spell
slow.
Slow.
Okay.
Or not slow, sorry.
Okay, it makes it safe.
Okay.
And that was the Guardian's turn. Bolt, it is your turn.
Don't worry, guys. I've got this. I'm going to move forward 15 feet.
Oh, ow.
And you said I can use
20.
15.
an action
15.
or a bonus action, not both.
Correct.
So I would use my action to dash.
Okay.
So
Another 15.
Okay.
Do you want to
15.
come this way? Like,
yeah, I can go on the right next,
okay.
right next to Victor. And then at the end of my turn,
Make that
I
wisdom
want
saving
to
throw.
try to make the wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
That is a 19.
You save. You are no longer slowed. Okay.
Action search. No, just kidding.
Eve.
Okay, so my question, because I'm not used to using a javelin,
Mm-hmm.
when it says that the range is a 30 and 120, so what's the difference between
Anything
Without
above
advantage.
30 is disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Up to
Yep.
120.
Up to 120 max.
120 is as far as you can go.
So Darian can move, I guess, because
Half his speed.
he's slowed. I'm
Mhm.
on him.
Yep.
Which is 25. Does that get me close enough within 30 to this? guy?
Probably not.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. You'd be like here. 25.
You can go over here.
Yeah,
Or,
you'd have
yeah,
to be on
I
the other
guess.
side. You can't really squeeze through
So
if you can't stop it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay. Not close enough.
Nope, not close enough for non.
Are you on
disadvantage.
Darian?
Yeah.
I'm him.
Okay.
I am him.
I am Darian. I become Darian.
We'll just.
Well, I'll just,
Yeah.
we're going to throw the javelin with disadvantage.
Okay. So you rear back and you.
Do we have that music?
You're not supposed to be.
9.
This whole combat, I'm going to just go into the editing and just slow it down to half
So
speed.
15.
15?
Yes.
15 will miss.
Make sure you kick up your YouTube speed.
But
Has an effect, I think.
Is it an effect on hit? Or...
It's the javelin. Then it
as an action, you can throw the javelin at a point you can see within 120 feet of you and speak its command word. When the javelin lands, it erupts in a dazzling display of color and light.
Oh, okay. So that's you don't need to make an attack roll for that. You just use the
throw it
action.
120
and throw it.
feet.
Yep.
So I throw it.
Okay. So it lands behind the creature. I'm assuming, or the construct, or wherever.
Yeah.
And then what is the effect?
Creatures of your choice with the bright light. Oh, it gives a bright light. Have to make a DC 13 Dex save.
Okay.
All creatures or targeted creatures?
Creatures of
choice.
my choice.
Oh, okay.
It does not make it save.
Okay, so then I roll a d6 to determine. So it is red damage,
Red.
which is fire. Fire. And then it's 2d10.
Okay. Yeah, it like you like huck the javelin at it and it hits the shield, like knocks it into the ground, just thinking that nothing happens, and then this burst of red light slams into the side of its head, and you can just see it like heating up the metal plate, and the gold filigree is like running.
Nice. 11.
11?
Yep, 11 fire damage, please.
It's like an owl shield. It's like an owl.
Oh, it does.
Shield.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, definitely. It again, kind of just a little melty now.
Okay.
And then if you'd like to roll,
Yes, I have to roll it for both myself and
Yep.
Darian. That's a 18 plus whatever.
that a save, so you're
Okay.
no longer slowed.
Let's see if Darian is. It is a 9.
A 9. Darian is still slowed. However, I will say that because you are mounted on him, he uses his action to dash, so you can move another 25 feet.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nearly
And
dead.
That will be my turn.
Are you going to go around this side, or you can move this way if you want? Or actually,
No, probably around the other side. Okay, perfect. And then Ezra at the bottom of the round.
I'm gonna shoot it. What am I about? A 29
29 will hit.
for 6 damage.
Okay.
I'll shoot it again for a 12 to hit. I'm gonna pour this in. A 17 to hit.
A 17 will miss.
I couldn't see the point.
Sorry, I was distracted by these two.
Sorry. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Oh, it needs to roll. What was the damage on the first attack?
6.
Oh, okay.
Would it have rolled for her attack too?
Torrey's.
Yes, it would have. The effect is over.
So the
Bro.
dash would have been full speed.
No, so the first one it made, which would have been Torrey's, and the second one.
Oh,
was,
right.
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
Hold
drop
it right there.
slow.
And
Yep,
I had
more
spent
slow.
that.
No more slow,
No
no
more
more
slow.
concentration. Spent the dice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bad throw.
Okay.
Okay.
Landed right in my pile of epic dice. Thank you. Appreciate
It
that.
almost sounded like it landed in water.
I'm still concentrating.
Yeah, so nobody is slowed anymore as that kind of hits. That did not do. I mean, it did a little bit. Victor, it is your turn.
All right, I am no longer slowed. I'm going to run forward.
Run.
15 to 25, 30. And I will throw out. I'm going to use my performance points to throw out.
Think this will reach.
This will be a cheer toy. Okay, never mind.
No. Sorry. I have the power. Power of Grayskull.
I'm going to do bladed defense. I'm going to send out and say clinch. Clinch. What's it called?
No, your other one.
No. Defend. I'm going to throw him over at the feet of.
So let's get a dagger out for Shadow Song as well.
Yep.
And then you're throwing the other ones at Seredan's feet.
At Seredan's feet.
Shadow Song is actually stuck in the creature. Like
It's
the-
technically they
It
might
just
land
hits him
behind it,
and
but yeah.
falls out.
Good enough.
Perfect. And that, I believe, takes my bonus action.
Yep.
So my action, I will throw a third blade and say, Zinderhearth, burn to the heart.
Okay, perfect. Roll me an attack roll.
That's bad. And that was a 4, and that's plus my 8. 12 plus 15?
12 plus 15.
No, 15 total.
15 misses.
16?
16 misses.
We things stuff.
so you can only roll one of
Yeah,
those.
so technically we
yeah.
got a 15.
Oh,
yeah,
So you don't have to.
Never mind.
Thank you for the reminder on this
Thank you.
weird home roll.
So,
And I made it.
So it lands too, just
Yep.
by.
Yep,
lands
just
by-
lands by it.
That's it.
Okay. Perfect. Seredan.
Okay.
Are you still concentrating on darkness?
I am.
Okay.
Is darkness? I thought it was Hexblade concentrate on.
No.
Hexblade's Curse is not a spell. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack.
Okay.
Use this. That's a crit because he's cursed.
Nice.
Nice. By the way, you should have rolled disadvantage on your attacks because of darkness.
But it
because
I can't see out.
I can
Yeah,
see.
Shoot, do you want me to I'll re-roll that first one and we'll...
Wait, actually, how far away from it are you?
Now he's 15.
Well, I was over here. So
You were over
It's
there?
not the same though.
I thought it wouldn't matter because
5, 10, 15.
he can't see in, but the other one, the guy.
But
that
that
guy
guy
can.
can.
Oh, he does have.
He can see.
Yeah.
So if you were
Never mind.
more than 10 feet away from it,
Okay.
you were fine.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
So I'm
here.
still on my next turn.
Yep.
I'll still be okay.
All right.
So that's a
it's-
crit?
Right. So it's this is gonna be 22 damage.
Right.
22.
Next attack is a 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
It is going to bring its shield around rapidly with its reaction and block that attack.
Okay.
So that one misses.
Butt action
Blood edge.
is a 24.
24 will hit.
Is for 12 damage.
What a sharp butt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's definitely got like a spike on it or something at this point, right?
Yeah.
Craggy has definitely like popped a spike on there. Okay.
And that's-
Anything else that you'd like to do?
that's it.
Okay. The being will go next. At the beginning of its turn, it lets out another deep thrumming ping throughout the warehouse, and then it is going to. Seredan. We'll just go ahead and have it attack. Seredan here. First attack is a 19.
Miss.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just pull a Han Solo. Oh, everything's fine.
How are you?
How are you?
Second attack is an 18. So this thing brings its spear around, and you kind of definitely duck under it. The kind of mystical swirling blades of protection are also doing their part to block these incoming attacks, and that is its turn. So it is, I believe, Bolt was next.
So put that 7.
Yes, Bolt.
Move forward.
30. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the darkness.
Yes.
Oh crap.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know that. Well, I don't know. Maybe Sarah should drop the darkness, but I just haven't thought of. I think she's too focused on attacking.
Unless she wants Craggy to eat. It's been a little while since she could eat something.
A part of a half giant.
If I could get advantage on it, it would just cancel out the disadvantage of a darkness, right?
So currently where you're standing, you do not have advantage or disadvantage. It's just a straight roll.
I thought it would be
Blind
disadvantaged because it has blind. I can't fight.
It
in
has
darkness,
blind sight
to
but I
10
can't
feet.
fight in darkness.
to 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet.
So it can't see you.
So it's just a wash.
Okay,
Just a wash right now.
but
But
I want to drop fairy fire on it,
okay.
or try to. And I'm going to put it. It is a 20-foot cube, so I'm going to make sure that I only hit it
Okay.
and not.
I think you can. I think it works on characters of your choice.
Yep.
Fairy fire. Is it just
It is-
everything?
It is all
Okay.
creatures,
Area.
which is why I'm trying to keep it light.
Thank you.
But I can because it's only 20-foot cube, so
Yeah.
I can just
Throw
right
it
there.
back, hit the wall.
Yeah. So
Okay. What does it need to do?
Dex
it
saves.
needs to do a dex save 14.
It does not make it save.
Sweet.
Yes.
It-
Time for elven
Advantage.
So
accuracy.
any attack roll against the affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Which you currently still can't see the creature.
Could I, when I see it get outlined in,
What is dropping concentration? Is it a?
I
It's just
think
a free
it's
action.
just, yeah, like.
Sure. Why not?
As far as I know, that's how I
Like-
always played it. It's
Yeah.
just free action.
Yeah. As soon as like you see this rusty red magic start like flowing up around it, you just kind of. Craggy kind of lets out a little like silent wail in your head as the darkness dissipates.
Like, good call, Bolt. Seems like darkness isn't working. On this one.
So
Oh, give me a roll.
Crusty red magic.
yes, for my spell implosion, it's currently at level 1 because it went off last
Yes.
time. 18.
Okay.
So now it's up to 2.
Mark it up.
And bonus action, I'm going to use my guardian armor to give me 5 tempo. Sweet.
Just bring that little sonic resonance out.
Yep.
All right, Eve. It is
Okay.
your turn. This thing is now encased in crusty red magic.
Crusty. Eve will cast Bless on Sari, Victor, and Ezra.
Okay.
And then let's move up. Darian.
15,
20, 25? You can go, wherever you want to go, basically.
Yeah, that's good.
Blessed God, the righteous.
Okay.
Yes, I'm concentrating.
The D6.
So am I.
Thank you. And that is my turn.
Oh, that's right. Bless is an action. That's right. Okay.
Can Darian attack?
Darian can attack, actually. If you would like. He can charge.
Yeah, let's
too.
charge.
He's right next to it. Can he still charge?
Well,
he
he
ran
ran
it
out.
20
Oh,
feet.
yeah, gotcha.
That was 20, right?
Is there a
5.
save?
Okay,
Not prone?
so
I
we're.
think you roll the attack, and then there's just an additional effect for.
Yeah.
I think it's damage for the gore specifically, the gore and charge.
It has advantage.
It does?
Everything does, because he's got fairy fire on him.
Oh, not one. That one's not good. Let me add this to it. So that was 19 to hit.
19 will hit. I'm trying to remember.
I think you still have shield up.
It's got its reaction back. It's going to use its reaction to bring the shield around and block that attack.
Yeah, as long as Preston's still concentrating.
But you have used that reaction for that turn. So.
Well, good.
Okay.
And for thematic purposes, all the Shield of Faith is just little shards of that little steel window leaf.
Okay.
I have one that I like throw out as part of the casting, and it
And
shatters.
it just shatters.
It's like swirling
Just a
around.
bunch of little
Very cool.
needles that show.
Okay. And then Ezra, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna attack with sharpshooter and elven accuracy.
Hooray.
So let's try. Oh my gosh, my dice are so poor. Oh, D4. Okay, so that's gonna be. So it's gonna be 18 to hit.
18 will miss.
Oh, balls. Okay. Oh yeah. 20.
20 will hit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh, Cory.
Oh,
I
forgot he was
there.
You up.
You gotta get his horn that broke
Big
too.
Shoot. And that was the painted one.
All right, give me
So
the
that
damage.
is 18 damage.
18 damage. Okay.
I'm gonna attack it again.
Do it.
With sharpshooter elven accuracy. Okay, so that is gonna be a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Okay. That will be 4. Nice. 22 damage.
22.
Nice.
I might as well. Well, no, it's not going anywhere. Yep, we're good.
Okay. Top of the round, Victor.
Well done. I am going to use my bonus action to call back Cinderhearth and the Shadow Song.
Okay.
It needs to make dex save. I think it's 14.
These two.
For each of them.
Yeah.
It makes one and fails the other.
Hey, those get advantage?
No.
Sorry, save.
To save. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to break your figure.
So, and if I remember
Let's keep
correctly,
things off of here.
so
Now.
that's four damage. I don't get the plus modifier.
4
on this.
damage?
Maybe I'll roll
No.
my dice
And
towards you in the
Yeah.
future.
And then I will, as let's see here, as Cinderhearth returns, I'll call out again and say, "Again, burn harder." I'm gonna attempt to use the burn on it.
Okay.
If it
Roll
hits.
with advantage.
So that's an 11 and an 11. So that's 19.
19 will hit.
Nice.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. So Cinderhearth. That's 7 damage plus its fire, which is going to be an additional 2d10 according to the other. The
Dagger of Venom. Yep. Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me. And it will be on fire, so it will be burning on its turn.
That's an additional 13 fire damage.
13 fire.
In addition to piercing. Oh, and you do have. That's right.
Well, and you had advantage.
Yeah,
So
sneak
3d6
attack.
Plus that. And that's nine for the sneak attack. So
Okay, Cinder Hearth hits and just melts right through the center of this thing, and it collapses backwards.
Solid. Kill shot.
Well, not so solid anymore.
My turn.
It is indeed your turn.
I'm gonna just start running this way.
So is it dead or just knocked over?
It is. It's dead. It's
25, 30.
it kind of like probably did that thing where it got the hole and then collapsed forward and curled up a bit. Yeah.
60. No longer 35.
I'm gonna dash until I get right here to the door.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I saw his blind sight sports was as big as mine.
Oh no.
17.
Yeah, you do hear voices on the other side running towards the vault.
I'm like, they're coming.
There's definitely people in there, as it is Seredan shouts.
would I be able to use my movement at the end of my turn to run as well? I'll just run the same direction.
Yeah,
I go
you
level
guys
30
you guys have essentially 2 rounds to set up.
Okay.
I'll give you guys.
So I'd be able to get to here essentially.
Yeah, so I think you can get anywhere throughout the room.
So I'm gonna call out to you guys and say, let me booby trap in front of the door. So I can drop. I'll drop a web.
Okay.
Right in front of the door. Or one of my.
Does that give us advantage on attacks if they fail
Seven
their
up.
save in there?
Yeah.
Restrained? Or is it?
Continuing the accuracy.
I'm dragging it up a little bit, but I want him to be far enough back.
You'll
that
be
I
able to
can
see.
charge
You'll be able to
someone.
see where it is.
So you want to go like right here?
I'm gonna put
And then you can,
myself
Yeah,
right
charge
there.
out.
perfect.
That's 40 feet, and I know he can do like 50, right? So he could do
Yep.
technically 100 on a dash.
Yeah.
So if we have two,
So you get literally
We have 2
anywhere on the
rounds.
map. Seriously.
I'll get right here.
Yep.
And then, or right there, and then I can try to
That's how I felt.
I'll
with
try to,
my
like,
air quick
whip
for
him into
about
the-
5 seconds.
into the web, pull him in further.
Maybe.
Okay,
Here,
so-
you obstruct
Need
in your
a
charge.
few more initiatives. Whoop.
Yeah, that'd
And
be
then we'll
great.
get into the next one.
Down, you're where you want to be.
Yep. Gotta stay back enough.
And my
Ho ho ho! How the turns have tabled. We're
Now who's in the
we're
box?
setting up for the infinite sight, not the other way around.
Does anyone have any glyphs we could?
if since the two
Maybe old me.
defense ones that I had on the ground,
That's as close as I got to wards. Sorry.
Cory?
Huh?
The 2 defense ones I have on the ground, if I moved them, would they lose their?
No, I'll let you keep that.
Is Bless for initiative too?
I just want to bring.
No, we won't have you guys roll a new initiative. It'll be in the
just
same
use
order.
one.
And
Yeah.
I drop them by
But
Scott.
it's just for attack roll or saving throws.
Yeah. If it were an ability check, then yes.
So
They should
Scott,
make
you have
initiative
those.
an ability check. It's
Not the
technically
shield of faith,
technically-
but I
It
have
is.
those 2 daggers by you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If Bless
If
affected
somebody hits you, I
ability
can reduce
checks,
the
then
damage.
you could
By 1d4
roll a d4
if
for
it's well
initiative
off,
too. But Bless does not affect ability checks.
Oh, because I don't think I see
Saving throws and attacks.
Okay, I'm gonna resort the initiatives here.
Keep at least one of them alive.
Good idea.
Well, we know where
I call mesh.
Mesh is. We at the end of your map.
Well, he might have made his way back here by now.
I hope not.
All right. So Victor, it's the top of the 3rd round after the 2. Like you can hear that the door opening. Are you going to forgo your action? Are you going to ready an action?
I'm readying my action for as soon as somebody enters the space where I can see them, I will throw one of my daggers at them.
So the vault door opens. Bolt is the one standing right in the middle of the door.
Yep.
Right.
Shield up.
Yep. And you see 3 figures. They are similar in appearance to the other kind of infinite sight warriors that you fought and everything. There's 2 in the front, and then the 3rd one in the back is the bald one with the half-elf ears and the robe on. And as soon as the vault door opens, one of them rushes in and starts like conjuring a spell in his hand.
Okay.
So the web is difficult terrain.
Okay.
It's happening.
It's half movement. When they enter, they need to make a Dex saving throw. On a failed save, they are restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free.
Okay. He rolls a
14.
17.
So
Okay.
he does make it.
Okay.
So he manages to like barrel through.
And I'll take an opportunity attack when he gets, assuming that he's on this side and not this
Go ahead
side, I
and just
guess.
open the door.
Depends on.
Slide. Let's do a 50-50 on that.
Okay.
See which side he's on. Odds, he's on. He's close to you. Evens, he's away.
Okay.
Odds.
Sweet.
Okay. So he steps right in.
Okay.
Make your attack.
How far in did he go?
He made it one square in before Seredan strikes. Which does your sentinel stop him?
I don't have Sentinel.
Oh, and it's not sentinel. It's
It's
pull
just
on.
the
So he could still move.
Oof.
He'll just get.
I failed.
Just get their attack
Okay.
off.
I
missed.
mine triggers and I throw mine for 18 to hit.
18 to hit. 18 will hit.
And you're considered in his engaged range.
I mean, I'm within
So
10
I
feet
get
of
it.
him.
You have
You
to
have
be
to be
within 5 feet.
It has to be within 5 for sneak.
Yep,
Okay,
for
so
sneak.
then I know it's sneak. So it's 7
7 damage.
piercing damage. And that's with
No,
range.
I dropped it.
Okay. So you hit him with the dagger. You miss him with the spear. Like he dodges out of the way, but he doesn't feel the dagger. How much damage did you say it was?
7.
7. And as you slam into him, you can see kind of this golden shimmer and these same kind of like golden runes race over him for a moment and then just shatter and disappear. So you broke whatever concentration he had.
Nice. So he can still move. It's just
Yep.
difficult
So
terrain.
he's definitely like going to move one forward towards. Actually, no. He's continuing to charge through at this point towards Bolt. I think,
Okay.
just because that was his
So-
original trajectory.
Does he
Split
get
second
like
is-
15 feet since it's difficult terrain, or how far? Did
Yeah. What would be his movement speed?
Yeah, he'll get right there. Yep. And then let me just check this really quick. And then he's going to grab his weapon at his side, which is this. It looks kind of like a khopesh, and he's going to fling it out. And as he does, it kind of gathers up in golden light, and it's going to slash at you. He's going
Ooh.
to cast spiritual weapon.
Oh no.
So it is attack here. Which I believe. What is it? Okay. But it's only a 5 to hit you. It's not. It's not very much. So. Yep. So it kind of just you bring up your shield, or you've already got your shield to bear. So it just slashes off of it, and he now has the spiritual weapon floating around, which does not require concentration, or is that a concentration?
Spiritual weapon doesn't.
No.
It's just a bonus action to
That's
move
great.
it, or you
If you want,
move it and use it.
in that top box, if you
It-
would hand it to me, I have a spiritual weapon for it.
And then Squidward joins the fray.
So we've got 2 more. We've got another cultist, which will be on the left, kind of barreling in as well. But they're not in the door yet. They're still outside of it.
Oh.
So, and then the mage is on the outside as well. In fact, if we want to, we can even slide things over a little bit and add a couple more tiles on that outside.
You can just leave it. It's all magnetic.
Magnets.
How do they work?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you guys still have one, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then the wizard one goes next.
The wizard.
The wizard. They can only see Bolt.
Yeah.
So I'm not targeting you. just
Maybe
because-
Maybe
Ezra.
Ezra.
You can see Ezra.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's dark in here.
All right. Pick evens or odds.
Odds.
Okay. This attack is going to Ezra instead. So
Wait, evens on the tank.
you told me not to target you.
No, I didn't.
So Ezra, this mage spots you and snaps his fingers, and this kind of weird temporal flux occurs inside your mind.
Uh-oh.
And it's oddly familiar, but you can't quite place why, obviously. So there's no save for this. You're going to take some damage, and then you're going to save against something else.
Damn.
You're going to take 14 psychic damage. There you go. And then make me an intelligence save and throw, please. I don't know why I went Einor there, but whatever.
Oh, cursed dice.
This was enfeebled mind.
You have
Sorry.
bless still. by the
Yeah, I
way.
rolled bless and I got a 1. So that's a 9 to save.
Okay. You
on
are
the
stunned
same-
until the end of your next turn
Oof.
by the sheer force of whatever temporal flux is going on inside your mind.
And I can save at the end of my turn? Or am I
It's just stunned until the end of the mage's next turn. Oh, no, until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So it's like a
I can save for it, or it's like
It
gone.
ends. Yeah.
Okay. So I just have to lose the turn. Okay, that's fine.
Now, remind me how long does bless last?
A minute.
It's a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So just
we
remember
did
that
2
you have
rounds. So that would
We're
have
on
been
round
12.
5.
Yeah,
Well, we
but
had
it was
the
2
2 rounds in
rounds, so she
between.
did 2, so we're at 12, because it's 6 seconds
so
a
it's
round,
8.
right? So
Yeah, you have 8 rounds left on that
Yeah.
one, just to be sure.
Okay,
Same.
And not that we're ever going to get that far. I just wanted to make sure that we were aware.
never know.
Yeah.
Well, web's kind of the same way. It's like on
a
a
certain amount of time.
Seredan, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take some swings at this guy in front of me here.
Okay.
So that is I have bless.
Hey,
Come
bless.
on, bless. So that's 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Okay. 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay.
And then next attack is that was cocked, I guess. So 21 plus a d4.
21 will hit. Plus the
for-
d4 is going to miss, though.
for 9 damage.
9 damage.
And then butt action is higher.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a d4. 7 damage.
All right. Yeah, you slice, and then just the butt action takes him out.
Nice.
And the spiritual weapon's gone as well.
Bye-bye, Alzarons.
That was Hazaran. Yeah. I forgot.
Oh, it was.
Don't hand any more minis.
Not
to him.
You're on probation.
I healed when we killed
yep.
that thing
Yes.
from the Hexblade's Curse. Just trying to remember how much it is. I think it's 9.
Yeah, something plus your proficiency, I think.
Okay.
Plus your
After you
9.
is the second cultist who's going to rush in.
I'm gonna take
Purple
an attack.
or
Well,
It'll be this one will be on the
rush
left.
Purple or
It'll
gray?
rush in.
Gray.
Gray?
Yep, gray. Sorry. So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw first. And it does not make it save, so it is restrained. So it's going to stop right where it is.
Didn't roll higher than 14.
Nope. Cool. And it's going to grumble, and it's actually going to point at you, and I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. I believe what it is.
Sere or Victor?
Sorry, Sere.
Okay.
that's a.
Wait, nope, never mind. It's going to make an attack roll. It's going to do spiritual weapon. Sorry, it's already concentrating on something. It can't.
Wisdom saves.
It cannot use hold person.
You get advantage on wisdom saves.
I don't have advantage. There's a
Oh, it's
D4.
blessed.
I get that wrong all the time. I'm always like, 2 dice. I hear 2 clacks. I heard the clicky clackies going. That's the clicky clackies. Yep. Does an 11
No.
hit? Okay.
Click, clack,
And that is a spiritual weapon out right next to Sarah.
Hey, Hazaron.
Hazaron's back.
Now this is different. Oh.
Hazer mom.
I don't.
This one's a hammer.
Hazaron almost killed me. Well, not me personally.
Now, does it appear within a range? I can't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's a 5 foot. Yeah, and
You can
cast
choose
it at
within 20 feet, I think.
Is it
60
only
feet when
20?
you cast it,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
move it
It's
20.
60.
Yeah.
with a bonus action.
Yeah. So it is, and that cultist is restrained as we get to Bolt's turn.
I am. So if the. That's for cultists, by the way. If the wizard could see me, that means I could technically see him
Yes.
too, right?
Yep.
For the purposes of space, are they 5 feet away?
No, that's nothing. That's just
that's not
the door would just normally sit
Okay,
on top
so
of that. but-
these guys are within touching each
Yes,
other.
they are touching each other. Yep.
I am going to use my chain whip
Okay.
to try to grab him and pull him into the webs.
The wizard.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that pulls him in range of you.
Yeah.
As you do, the wizard casts a reaction here, so you see two like diverging paths, and it's trying to predict which one it is. So you have disadvantage on this roll as it's trying to.
Ooh.
Evil Ezra's fighting your shadows.
Both 7s. 13. And I'm going to use my epic die. 14.
14 will hit. That's exactly what you needed, actually.
Nice.
7s and 14.
Well done.
Okay, so you pull him.
So chain whip. First of all, I'm going to do 2d6 damage.
Okay.
And that is 11 damage. That's max.
Okay.
Nice.
See that?
And then you pull him. How?
It jerks.
How close?
It jerks into the.
Up to 10 feet.
Just like
Okay,
the
so
10 feet closer.
It's
Yep.
face
10.
from somewhere else there.
And yeah, as he moves in, I'm gonna
I go, Sarah, get him!
reaction.
Force movement doesn't work that way.
Oh, it doesn't provoke opportunity.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, force movement is.
But because
he is going to roll that dexterity.
well,
to
it
be
wouldn't.
restrained.
It's forced. So would that count?
Um,
So he'd have to wait till he starts his turn. in the
when he
webs.
starts his turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Force movement is nice, but it does have limitations.
Yeah, because it says or enters during their turn.
Yeah.
So
During
me
their-
pulling him in
Yeah.
was
It's not
just
his
to make it so that like he's
Guaranteed.
in range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then is that all that both
that's
is
all.
doing?
That's all I'm doing. Yeah.
Eve. Eva.
Well, if I go into your trap, I will suffer.
You'll
the
have to
effects.
roll the dex thing. It doesn't do damage, but it's difficult terrain, and you'd have to roll the possibility of restrained.
So here's a question. Technically, as long as it moves towards you with the chain whip, can you move it sideways? Or diagonal squares?
I've always just
Okay.
took it as
Towards
it's
you.
towards you, so no,
towards you?
so
Whatever the direct
in the
line.
line.
direct
I was just
line.
curious to see
Yeah.
like if there was a way you could move him towards the outside edge so that
I mean, if it was like grasping
He
vine from
bounced
the wall
off
or
the
something,
wall.
but
you could have had time to pick up your javelin, by the way, if you want to.
I can only use it once per short rest.
You can still throw it as a normal javelin, or a normal magical javelin.
Within
Yes.
30 feet.
I suppose, or you can take the risk. Technically, Darian would be the one that would be restrained.
We're taking the risk.
he gets restrained and you just
Jump
fly
off
off
his
of
back,
him. And that's,
So like,
What is
would we
it?
get to
I-
here?
yeah,
basically?
as soon as it
gotta
hits
make
that
the same.
one.
I mean,
square.
you can move around and then move in.
Sure.
He has
So
a jumping
basically,
speed,
like
doesn't he?
here.
a long jump.
Yeah, I mean, technically he can jump in.
So,
So you
roll
can
his
jump in.
dex. If he gets 14 or higher, he's good.
Come on, Terry, you can do this. Wait.
Yeah,
15.
he's not restrained.
Yeah, it is difficult terrain, so if you need to move through it, it's half speed. But
Should still be able
So
to.
it's still 25 feet for Darian.
What is this? Is this a bounder?
and every turn, he has to make that if he's not restrained. by the
Okay.
way. So,
So I will attack with my longsword.
okay, you want me to throw it that way?
Does your longsword have a name yet?
I haven't even thought about that.
Should be Giacomo.
What's the reverse of Hazaron?
I've never named it.
Hazaron?
Longsword.
Hazara.
That is a crit.
That is a crit.
Woo!
Nice.
What are our rolls on that again?
Max damage and then roll.
Nice.
So 1d8 plus 3, that's
And
11.
if you're a paladin, you have to smite.
And I will smite.
That's
That- it's the rules. Yeah.
Them's the rules, kids.
To the pain,
Them's
remember?
the
To the pain.
To the pain. So the
Of course I rolled a
the
1.
smite does max damage, and then you roll the smite damage as
Right.
well.
Yeah. So
So 11.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Plus, how much is smite?
2d8 per. If you do it at first level, it's 2d8.
We'll do it at first.
So 16 plus 11, so you're at 27.
Well, it was 15 for her regular total.
The 2d8 max, too. You're at 27. Plus whatever you roll on your 2d8s.
Oh.
Because your smite's max.
Which was another 7.
So you're at
35.
35.
35, please.
Kaboom.
5 damage. Okay.
Whack!
As you come down with just like that, the fury of the trio, just slashing across, definitely does a lot. But he's still.
They returned your call.
Okay, second attack is 14.
14 will hit.
Nice.
Ooh, for 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 damage. Okay. Yeah, you definitely you have sheared through this magical shield enough that you've gotten a couple good gashes on him, and he's kind of just looking really worse for wear at this point.
Okay. Can Darian attack?
Now Darian can attack. Yes.
Was he far enough? That was 20 feet.
Yeah.
Would that count as a charge?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So we'll do that. 4, 13 plus 5, 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Okay, so 5 plus 6 is 11.
Do you want to describe how Darian takes out the mage?
Yes, he just comes running in and puts his little, because he has his little antlers.
Uh-huh.
Remember, because he's a
Yes.
jackalope.
Yep.
And he just puts his antlers down and he just impales him.
Okay. Yeah, just impales, and he impales him and pulls him up, and you just slash him a few times to just take him out.
For good measure.
Yep.
Is that the wizard guy?
Yep.
That is
Does
the
my
wizard.
stun end?
No, you still stunned. Yeah. That effect has already happened. That wasn't.
But how's it going to end then? Because he will never have a turn.
No,
to end.
it's the end of your
Your
turn.
turn.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
that makes sense.
Ezra.
That's a good slide into my DM's question though.
Yeah, it is.
If a monk uses stunning strike and
dies.
stuns, the target is stunned until the end of the monk's next turn.
Yeah,
If
but
the
when
monk
monks
then
die,
dies, he never gets
has a
another
next
turn and
turn.
he's stunned forever.
That's the rules. The monk stuns him, and then they're just like, ha! And the evil lich was slain for good. Let's.
The self-sacrificing monk.
Okay,
So
so
noble.
I'm stunned, and through my head is the words of Lady Krestor, the catalyst of change. And I'm just racking my brain.
Okay, perfect. Victor, it is your turn.
I would like to do a little bit of a wall run.
Okay.
And with some with my cloak or something, I want to basically just take my cloak, wrap it around his head, and pull it backwards to blind him.
Okay.
So to try and restrain him,
He's already
or
restrained.
not restrain him, but try and blind him.
Okay.
With my cloak.
Yeah.
That's a. What do you want? Sleight of hand?
Yeah. Give me a
27.
sleight of hand. Yeah. You successfully do that. You're gonna land. Oh, give me an acrobatics check to see if you can avoid the webbing as well.
On the
That's
door
a
frame.
15 plus 7, so that's gonna be a 22.
Yeah, you expertly you've all seen Victor knife dancing, and he just moves up the wall, wraps the cloak around, and then lands on the other side of the vault door, holding this person. They're blinded, they're restrained in these things.
I'll
So
use my action to hold him, and for my free action, I'll just call and say, what do you think? Do we kill him or question him? Lethal or none? And I tighten it around his neck a little bit.
he starts panicking.
We'll question him now and maybe kill him later.
He starts panicking a little
I'll
bit.
tell you everything. They don't pay me enough.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and consider combat over, just
Okay.
because he's he's effectively good. There's nothing. There's 5 of you.
I was
standing
gonna
around
move
him.
here and be like, yoink, pull it over and let you two just pummel him.
It's very much the moment, if he even were unblinded, it would be the Avenger standing over Loki scene right now. So I think he'll have that drink now.
You're even
Some Hawkeye.
you got the Hawkeye. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right in the middle.
Okay.
Victor's a Black Widow.
I do the stance.
Yeah. You just
Poser.
pose.
Except you hear a rip in his pants. And he's like,
All right, so you guys are in this vault area. Do you get rid of the web, or do you keep? Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
dismiss it.
You guys can restrain this cultist, or this member of the Infinite Sight. And what would you like to do now?
I say we pull him in and let the door close.
Yeah.
Ask him about the crystal thingies.
I will cast Zone of Truth.
Ooh, all right.
Nice.
Very
How long does that take to set up?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it lasts
It lasts
10
10
minutes.
minutes. It's just
while
an action.
tying him up, does he
Just
have
one
another
action.
pendant?
Yes, he does.
I'm going to take the pendant.
You know.
And I'm going to move away from the door so he has no way to leave. In
While,
theory.
while she's doing that, can I also attempt to use Identify on one of these crystals to see if I can determine if it's like a magic item of some sort or if it's just a spell.
Sure. Go ahead and...
So it's
just
a ritual.
It's just a ritual.
So take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have you look at my potion while you're at it. The
the,
gold
uh,
fleck.
That'll take another 10 minutes.
Okay.
He needs
So-
to do charisma saving throw.
So I'll do the crystal stuff first, and
Charisma.
then we'll work
And
on
he
the-
is restrained with my 50 feet of rope, or at least I assume.
This is how I
Restrained.
identify
He
it.
fails to save.
Okay.
It's a schlager.
So by you finish up with the Zone of Truth, it flares up. You can see there is there are 3 specific symbols that you draw in as you're casting the Zone of Truth. One is of a fang, one is of a talon, one is of a claw, and it kind of summons these almost spectral forms of the trio kind of looming over him, and he's just like, I'm very terrified right now.
Is that why you pissed yourself?
No, that's unrelated. Lie. Oh yes, yeah, that's a lie. That's right. I was just testing it. I wanted to make sure it worked. At the same time, the Identify spell goes off, and you do realize, or you do learn that these are heavy chronergy magics. This is essentially a stasis crystal that keeps the person outside of time, and you can see
Weird.
that they are emanating energy off of them as well. It's not really your forte, so the Identify spell doesn't give you every specific
Yeah, it just
detail.
says if it's a magic item or other magic imbued object, I learned its properties and how to use it.
Yeah. You know
whether
that
it
you
requires
could tap
attunement
into that energy if you wanted
and
to power
energy.
something.
Okay. So I learn also if there's any spells affecting it, what they are, and if the item was created by a spell, I learn which spell created it.
Okay.
I did have to touch it. Did that?
That didn't do anything. Yeah.
It gets back up. And
So the
frozen
spell
too.
that created it, you know what the spell is. You know that it's a spell that requires 2 people working in tandem to basically trap somebody and erase the memory of those around them by pulling them out of time into this crystal.
Do I also find out how to undo it?
Dispel magic would work. Maybe enough of a brute force might do it, but that might be dangerous to the person inside.
Well, we have
You also-
2 attempts before the one we're rescuing.
You also
no one
do-
remembers that they're alive.
you do realize that chronergy is a very difficult thing to master, and these magic circles are essentially pulling the power away from the crystal somewhere else.
Okay. They're getting their power from somewhere else. Is that what you're saying?
No, as in they're taking the power that's emanating off these crystals and pulling it into something else.
I'm the only ones who would have Dispel Magic, and I don't have it. I have
Can I see if
Counterspell.
I can stealth out the door without anyone notice?
It's going to be at a real big disadvantage because the door it's not exactly quiet when it opens.
18?
18 with disadvantage. You roll.
Oh, disadvantage?
Yeah.
That's a 6 plus 16.
Does anybody have a 16 or higher passive perception?
Mine's only 15.
Okay.
I don't.
12.
10.
Okay.
Victor,
Yeah.
Victor's gonna slip out and
During
go
the Zone
to
of Truth, everybody's watching the rituals and you.
I'm just gonna slip out and go to the end of the treasure hunt
Okay.
and wait.
Yeah.
For MASH?
Let's start with the Zone of Truth. Then we'll get to Mash in just a moment here. Poor Mash. No, not poor Mash. He's an a-hole. So, Zone of Truth. What would you like to ask first?
Are you a member of the Infinite Sight?
Yes.
For what purpose are you draining the life force from these individuals?
We are powering mana crystals.
What are mana crystals?
They are crystals that allow us to infuse something with magical energy.
Such as?
I don't know. They didn't tell me that part. That's not a lie. That's the truth. Everything that I will tell you is the truth, just because technically he could just not say anything, but he's pretty menaced by the fact that Darian still has some of his leader on his horns, and Seredan's got plenty of his friends.
There's like
on
a dangling
his
entrail,
bird.
and he keeps trying to be like,
Sick.
Little
I
floppy
think he's
bunny.
vegetarian.
Floppy bunny
He's been
ears.
playful, yeah.
Who are these people that you've captured?
Random nobodies, people that nobody would miss. That corroborates with what you know about the spell. Basically, the more people that know a person, the harder the spell is to take hold, because it's more people that it has to basically erase the memory of. That sort of thing.
Ask him about House Greenwood.
House Greenwood.
It's a house in Terrebonne.
Did they hire you?
It's a mutual agreement. We're working with them. They're benefiting. We're benefiting. It's like a business arrangement.
What do they gain?
Our aid in a coming conflict.
That checks out with what Ivan
So
said.
you're going to help
like
them
Get the
seize power?
I'm dead. They're gonna kill me.
You must answer truthfully.
The last of Colby seemed to tell the truth. Sorry, what was the question again? I forgot.
"Are you going to help? You're going to help them take
You're
the
so
seat."
intimidated.
I don't know what their plan is. They just asked for additional forces. We sent them more constructs.
And what do they give you?
Ability to move around the city secretly. Grab our mana batteries.
Who is your leader here in Terrebonne?
And he looks over at the dead mage and says, "That guy."
What a shame.
It is, yeah. He was a good friend of mine. I will miss him really, really bad.
What's his
I
name?
shouldn't laugh.
They're
That's sad.
gonna kill me.
Wall.
Who is they?
The Infinite Sight, House Greenwood, anybody. I'm telling you way too much, and they're gonna just.
It's probably
eliminate
going
me.
to be us.
I think I'm rubbing off on Eve.
How do we release?
honorable.
Release the crack.
How do we release these people from their tombs? Whatever this is.
You need to disrupt the spell, dispel it. Standard wizard stuff.
And
Can
can
it be
you-
broken
Only we
through
had a
physical
wizard.
force?
That's really dangerous. You could get a feedback loop.
Anyone know a wizard?
I just remember.
I used to know.
I feel like I
yeah.
did at one point, but I can't. It's like at the back of my brain.
Here's the deal. We can have Victor stay here while we go get a mage. Where's Victor?
Vic.
Oh,
I punched the crystal.
so as you punch the crystal and everybody else asks where Victor is, we're gonna cut over to Victor.
So I rolled for it, and I got a natural 1. If it was 11 or higher, I would have been like, okay, let's find a
Not the
but
space-time
otherwise, I'm like,
continuum.
we got to get these guys
I
out.
want to like swipe 2 barrels and take my cloak and like throw it over the top like it's a little shop.
Okay. Yeah. So the Mash comes around the corner in this dark
The
alley
warehouse blows up.
and looks up and goes, "Weren't you the guy that handed
Hello,
me?"
no,
the-"
that's my twin brother.
Oh, of course.
We look nothing alike.
I'm here to get the raffle winnings, and he walks up and hands. Wait, hang on. Oh my gosh, you are terrible, Mash. He walks up and hands you the ticket.
Oh, thank you. Hold on. Let me verify the signature here.
He's so in debt because he keeps getting scammed because
Yeah.
he's so bad at rolling.
And I'll look at it. Are you? This looks okay, but did you try and you trying funny business here to get our money?
No, I just got handed that by somebody else.
This signature looks awfully like a fraud to me.
Oh, did that guy scam me? But he didn't take anything from
That
me.
guy, your twin brother.
Here, let us go find this person, and we will punish them together.
Yeah, sure. I'll show you where they last were. And he's going to start leading you back towards the warehouse. As Bolt finishes punching this crystal, roll me an attack roll, would you?
Okay, so I'm using my Thunder Gauntlet, by the way.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that matters since it's magic.
It will have disadvantage when it attacks anything. So
Yes. Attack roll. 23.
23. Go ahead and roll me damage, would you?
9.
9. Actually, technically, this is an object, so I guess it would do max damage. What would max damage be?
11.
11?
Mm-hmm. And it's thunder damage.
Yeah, you see a crack forming in the crystal, and it's just starting to like spew chronergy energy, and you can see the gnome inside of it is starting to like age rapidly.
Oh, scheiße.
Should I hit it again?
It's a good thing they have like 1,000 years, right?
Hurry.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to.
Hurry! I'm gonna run in.
I'm gonna
I'll
hit
come
it.
help you. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta get him out before.
Yep. So working
He just
together,
gets
you two
stealthy.
like really quickly like start tearing this apart. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll to see if you can accomplish this before the crystal does its work.
3.
21.
It rolled a 2, so you guys managed to rip open the crystal just in time. This gnome is 10 years older than they were before, so they're a little grayer. But you do manage to get them out, and they are breathing. They're still unconscious, but it's more of like just like I've been through a traumatic experience unconsciousness. So.
Maybe we should wait until we can get a mage.
Yes. However, if we try on any of the others, I think we should all attempt to break it at once.
I want to turn to this guy and say, how many more members of the Infinite Sight are here in Terabon?
It was just our cabal, just the 4 of us. So I guess Mash, wherever the hell he is.
The bearded one is the last one?
Oh, you know Mash. Yeah.
Yes, he's my father.
I'm sorry.
As am I.
Yeah, I'm sure he's miles away by this point.
When-
Probably getting reinforcements from House Greenwood.
When we come back and we're by the thing, we're like, listen, I kind of have an empty stomach. You mind if we get some food over here for a bit? I'll buy you some of these. I hear it's very wonderful.
The whole fight, Victor's just been like, oh, that gumbo, man. I'm like, holy crap.
So and I want to go to see if he'll sit down, and I'm going to like look at the guy and be like, it seems someone has swindled him out of his money. So we are here to. I will buy him some food, and we'll just sit there and wait for everybody to come out of the thing.
Go ahead and just give me a persuasion check here. This guy, Grack has seen a lot today.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
So that is a 16. 20.
Whatever.
Dirty.
And he pours you both a bowl of gumbo, which it's still fresh. Like whatever cauldron he's using is
So
keeping
2
it fresh.
silver, I'll give him a gold piece for his discretion.
Okay.
Our fight, it's only like 10 minutes.
If we let you live, back in here, I want to ask the guy. If we let you live, what will you do?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought that far. I can't go back to the Infinite Sight because they'd kill me, but they're going to hunt me anyway. I'll probably just run as far away as I can. Hope that they don't catch me and erase me from history.
Death is what you deserve. Not being erased, but death.
I mean, harsh but fair, I suppose.
Do you know, I think there's someone that may like to meet you.
Oh, okay.
Should we take him back to Lady Krestor?
He goes extremely, rigid at that. And he says, or you could just leave me to the Infinite Sight. They'd probably be
excellent
gentler.
idea.
Eve,
Yes.
can you message Lady Krestor and see if she can arrange a mage or someone that has a little knowledge about these crystals to help us
What's the
break them open.
what's the
Basically, we need someone with dispel magic.
Yeah.
what's the
Do you know someone with the specific spell?
She has her own time.
Dispel magic and 3 spell slots or whatever.
just two now.
So close.
Second time today.
Yeah, so she says, I can send somebody. Give me the location.
Here are the coordinates.
Abandoned warehouse.
Down by the
Where-
map.
Let me just drop a pin real quick.
Yeah.
No,
Go
just
to
say
a gumbo
Grax Gumbo. And she just goes, oh, I know exactly where that is.
A few minutes later,
I'm just outside.
I'm already
on my way
here.
there for lunch?
nuclear launched.
So you guys wait around for a few minutes. This guy just kind of rocking back and forth and just repeating that he's dead over and over again. outside, you and Mash are kind of sitting around when all of a sudden the Arcanum appears, coming out of a portal, and they start rushing the building. And Mash like looks at them, and he kind of like ducks his head and starts like eating his.
Don't worry, buddy, I got you.
I'll wink at him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And this whole time, I want
This
to try
door
and
is shut, right?
Currently it is shut. Yeah.
I'd like to see what I can pilfer off of him with my sleight of hand while we're just sitting here talking.
Sure.
Like the whole like, oh,
Just
this
his
is
dignity.
like whatever, like,
The only shred that's left.
So that's a 26.
26. Yeah, that definitely beats any perception that he has. He's rolling terribly tonight too, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. Yeah, so go ahead and just add 20 gold to your person.
Okay.
Nice.
And if you want, you can take his pendant off of him as well,
Yes.
because he had a replacement pendant from the other one that
around
he
his
lost.
neck. You're just like,
Yeah, man.
I have
bad
his
day.
pendant, you have his pendant.
The Arcanum rushes up to this vault door, and one of them clangs on the outside. None of you can actually see them, but you guys hear the clang, and then you hear, "This is the Arcanum. We got a call that there was some assistance needed in the area. Please open up."
Yeah.
My dash.
Are you
I'm
still?
clear.
You're not.
No, I'm
Yeah,
clear.
you're not afraid of them anymore.
But it just
Yeah, let's open it up.
Okay.
Who had the? I'll just turn.
Ezra has a pendant.
I'll turn.
Wolf dropped the big
I'll
one.
turn
Big one.
oh,
Craggy
I'm
into
keeping
that symbol and like hold it up and see if it works.
It does not work. Dang it. Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
But
Alright.
one of you two can.
to the door.
Yep.
Toucan.
Toucan. The door opens up, and 4 Arcanum rush in. One of them is kind of the standard guard. He's got the magical baton. Then you've got 2 that look like they are full-on caster mages, and then there is one that is one of their medics. I call them jump medics technically, just because they have like a magical jump pack on their back powered by crystal. But they walk in and they go, "What seems to be the emergency?" And then they look around and they start like muttering about chronergy magic and everything. What's going on here?
Well, as you can see, there is some chronergy magic happening in this very warehouse. These individuals are suspended in these cocoons, magical cocoon-like things.
I smack the top of it and go, these babies can fit so much time in them. Not really.
We tried to get this gnome out, but as we were doing so, it aged him significantly. And we were able to get him out, but he appears to be in need of help.
The medic comes over and starts like looking over, and they kind of place their hand on the top of their head, and you can see that kind of aging be reversed and de-aging as they restore.
Chronergy is illegal for everyone but them. Okay, I see how it is.
Restoration magic isn't chronergy,
Oh.
my friend.
I want to
Ezra still
whisper.
just doesn't like that.
Yeah, I know.
I want to whisper to Eve, like, do you think we should tell them about House Greenwood's involvement, or save that for Lady Crestwood?
I think we should.
Huh?
Did you say Crestwood?
Yes.
Okay, Krestor.
Well, no, I'm Sarah.
Yeah, I know.
say Crestwood.
Makes sense. It just took me off guard.
Am I close enough to hear what you guys are saying? Like, are we kind of standing together?
If you want to be like, the Arcanum just basically flows around you, and the 2 mages start going around, and they're just going to start dispelling as much like the magic circle as they can. Well, one of them is like trying to trace it, as the other one's trying to like break apart this crystal and everything. It'll be a slow process, but they look like they are pretty well trained in it.
I want to lean down close and say, this is whispered, but for my sake, I still don't trust the Arcanum. I think that we should talk to Lady Krestor first, and then, if needed, she can pass the information on, or we can do it.
But what do we do with this one? They're going to take him into custody.
Yeah, that one Arcanum with the baton is already over there questioning him and getting
The zone of truth is
Distract.
probably gone at this point, right?
Yeah,
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 10
Just-
minutes, so
I'll
questioning.
distract. Yeah, I'm
We all look at him and be like,
Get out of here.
We don't know this, but Victor has another one.
Right.
When does Victor want to come in?
I'll basically lean over to him and I'll say, "Listen, is that your warehouse? Is that...
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Hey, listen, I know a place, a fence. We can go. It'll be safe. But when we get close, I need to blindfold you, unfortunately. So you do not know where you're going.
Give me a deception check, please.
And believe me, I know blindfolds.
He has not rolled above a 3. Nash is terrible. He is the most awful dwarf
7?
that I've ever known. Yeah, that beats his. Beats his.
And I give him a big, like, obviously I'm lying to you, toothy grin, but he somehow doesn't see it.
Yeah, sure. And I mean that'd be fine.
I got you, man. Fist bump. It's new.
Okay.
New kids do it.
Perfect.
Come with me. I show you.
And I'm going to go to Lady Krestor's house.
I won't really show
Okay.
you because you'll be blindfolded. But
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he's just going to follow you along.
And then
That's
when
fine.
we get within a couple blocks, I'll basically blindfold him. Like, all right, we'll go quickly on foot. Hold hand. We'll go. And then basically, I'm gonna walk him right up to
You
the front
get the
door.
blindfold on him, and he's like, "Look, we're twins now."
Yes, except for I can see and you can't.
You can see past the blindfold.
A little bit.
That's really cool.
I'll show
Can
you.
you tell me how to do that? Yeah, so you can go ahead and you start leading him up to Lady Krestor's house, and
I want to search. But well, never mind. It's probably too late. I
I thought about
think I
giving
would
her
have
their
tried to like search the
Yes,
corpses of the guys that we took out, but
Arcana's there.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could have done that in the 10 minutes
Right.
between, so they didn't really have too much on them.
Okay.
There was something like maybe probably in like the barracks that they were staying at is where most of their
Yeah.
gold and everything is.
sure.
Would you have gotten another?
Yeah, I would love to
symbol?
like slip out the room when the Arcanum's doing their thing and like go like rummage through the offices, the upstairs, the doors that they were behind.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigate check.
Let's see.
22 on your investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll say that you find 30 gold and 40 silver.
Sweet.
Just kind of, and the rest is just like random personal effects. There's no like journals or anything like
Not
that.
any incriminating
Ledgers.
Nope. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, you do notice that the shipping containers have the address for the Ruby Oasis on them.
Right.
Cass, he's behind all of it.
The Arcanum finish breaking apart the two crystals, and they let the people down gently. And as they do, the medic comes over and checks them and says they're going to be out for a couple hours, but we have they're going to be okay.
Does his memory of Fenry come back?
Yes, actually, it does. You do remember Fenry was assisting you, or assisting Helga at the massage parlor.
Wow.
Whoa.
Menage.
That's what
Massage et toi.
Massage et toi.
That's what it is.
Write that down as another potential title.
Massage et toi.
it was good.
Yep. So, and they
Massage.
say we can take them back to the local Arcanum infirmary, get them taken care of, and then get them home. Thank you for your assistance. We will take him into custody as well. Is there any other items that you wish to declare on you? Keep in mind that any magic associated with chronergy is, again, highly illegal.
Of course. we
Sarah
know
will
that.
walk in and just say, just remember that it was the Wayward Watch that broke the case.
Of course. Thank you for your service. Now, if you don't mind, we will be turning this area into a crime scene, so if you could vacate the premises, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, let's head back to Lady Krestor.
Okay. You did identify that potion within the time
You
frame
bring
too,
what's her face?
while you were waiting. That
Henry?
is
They
a
got it.
special.
So she's
She's
able
with the
to
Arcana.
leave. She's not like
Well,
incapacitated.
she's
or
out.
She's
They're-
unconscious.
Okay,
But they-
so
they-
they're
all three
caring
of them
for her
are.
and they'll send
Yeah.
her away. Okay, cool.
So where are you guys heading after this?
Lady
Krestor.
Krestor.
So you guys going to Lady
Yeah.
Krestor's? Yeah. Are you kind of taking a meandering way to kind of try and meet up, or are you going straight there?
I'll take him straight there, and then I'll say,
All right, I need to make a secret knock. Wait here for a second.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and say that the rest of the party is about 5 minutes behind you. Okay? And that's important because of something that we're going to talk about here.
oh,
But first, I need to...
you're gonna die. She's actually Loth, and she's gonna drink my blood.
Yikes.
Well, roll on a
Lucky
character.
Hey!
This is Victor, his brother.
My name is Victor.
Wait.
You mean Victor? No,
It really was a
Victor.
twin. He
Also
came-
known as
they-
Victor the Great.
They happen to actually work for the raffle for the lottery.
The whole 10 rings thing was just a guys
So this is...
to avoid taxes.
That's actually a big gambling agency, like Ringling Brothers.
All right, Colby, I just shared that in our Discord here. So you'll want to take a look at that magic item. And if you actually want to read it out to the class...
Yeah. Potion of Time's Echo. So, it is a very rare potion. Ooh, I found a purple. My first purple. This potion's container holds a clear liquid with flecks of golden sand swirling throughout it. When you drink the potion, it creates a time echo of you at that current moment, which is only visible to you. As you move, a tendril of flowing chronergy that looks like sand connects you to the location you are standing in when you drank the potion for 10 minutes. When you drink this potion, write down your current hit points and your current location. Once the 10 minutes expires, or when you end the effect early as a bonus action, the tendril of chronergy pulls you back to the location you started from, teleporting you any distance to your starting location and reverting your health back to the amount you had when you drank the potion. If the potion's effect does not work...
that should be the potion's effect.
The potion's effect does not work if you drop to 0 hit points, or if you move to another plane of existence with no portal connecting to the plane you were on when you drank the potion.
So basically, it's a save point.
Yeah.
If you want to dumb it down a little bit.
What's his name from League
For
of
10
Legends?
minutes, right?
As with
Lasts for
time.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
how he
lasts
can-
Yeah, and you're like...
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
what reminds me.
So you have one of those now.
And it was called... Is it in...
It is
D&D
a
Beyond?
it's a homebrew in
Yes,
D&D Beyond.
Potion
So
of Time's
Yep,
Echo.
Potion of Time's Echo. And everybody else should have seen a nice little graphic for it so far. But let's go ahead and end tonight's session with Victor walking up to the Krestor household with this blindfolded dwarf in tow. And you are surprised to find that there are no guards at the gate.
Mesh, something seems to be wrong. I need you to hide here, please. Don't move.
Yeah, oh my gosh, this is another 3. That is insane.
There are snipers. They have a
I'll be right
Oh.
here, man. Just
don't move.
I'll trust you to the ends of the earth at this point.
Clearly.
These people, they will kill you if you even breathe wrong. Don't move.
Okay,
And
sounds
then
good.
I'm gonna proceed stealthily and cautiously to see if I can
Okay, give me a
ascertain
stealth check.
like if there's like a fight going on or if it's just
Uh-huh.
like everybody's gone. So that's a 28.
Yeah, so you slink past the gate up to the house. The house has 2 of those like big black guards in the armor, and they are slumped over. They don't look unconscious; they look kind of dead. But as you kind of look at them, you realize that they were already dead, and they just kind of look like they're no longer imbued with magic.
So they were like undead, kind of? Or...
Yep. There is definitely a there's definitely like a forced entry through the door, and as you slip inside, you can see Percy. I think it was Percy was the name of the mimic. Kind of in one corner, its tongue is lulled out. It looks like it's like losing its shape, and you can see a single sleeping dart sticking out of it, and you can hear commotion in the lounge. I think the area that you guys were in.
She is of my ring now, I guess. It is mine to protect, and I will go forward.
Okay. As you open up the door, you see the lounge as pretty much as you left it, except for it's disheveled beyond belief. On one side, you have Lady Krestor, who's got this bubble of orange magic, and on the other side, kind of pacing around calmly like a stalking panther, is a woman with black hair. She's got a mask over her face, and very clearly has an onyx ring around one of her right fingers. And she has a pair of kami, I think is what they're called. They're kind of like that Japanese weapon with like the hook blade that they've got like a shaft.
Commas.
Kama, yeah. Mhm. Yep. And then there are
Impressive.
around the room,
Henry
like just kind of like stuck into walls as if like she's been flinging kunai at Lady Krestor, and they've just been bouncing off and sticking into various walls. And Krestor turns to you and she says, "You need to help me." And the other woman turns to you and she stares at you with amber eyes and she goes, "Victor, I was wondering if I'd ever see you." And we're going to go ahead and end there.
Woo!
That's your mommy. You got mommy problems.
All right.
Dude.
One thing that
I
we need
know
to
that
do
she would
tonight
go the wrong
is
way.
experience, but we'll go ahead and do that off air. I believe, in fact, I'll guarantee you right now, you're going to get enough experience that everybody levels up. So that's going to be really fun. Level 6 is in our grasp. But things are going sideways. And we'll find out exactly what will happen next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye.